going back to our unpopular opinions episode, but like Limp Bizkit's Behind Blue Eyes is better than The Who.
No, it's not.
I fucking said
No,
it.
it's not.
Yes, it is. It just has.
Red
It's
Durst
just
can't
better.
sing.
Dude. Listen, I'm not sitting here saying Limp Bizkit's good. That new metal shit.
I know what you're saying.
I'm with
but
you.
It's
It's
okay,
not
you're still
good.
wrong.
It's okay. Your opinion's still wrong. Hello, welcome back to episode 6 of the podcast. Today, we all got our music shirts on, and we all got our music backgrounds, except for Evan. But it's going to be a theme episode today. We're going to talk about just strictly music and all forms of it, you know. I'm pretty excited. We're all super huge music fans here. 3 of us have actually been in a band together, but we're all huge music fans. Vernon representing that band now, long time. Band group. I guess it's group.
Only real diehard fans know about it. It was very underground.
It was underground to the underground.
We talked about it.
Yeah, it was underneath the underground.
It was underworld.
It was made in the closet.
It was made in the closet.
All
But,
right.
Oh my gosh.
Let's start it out. I guess we can just start with a light topic. Let's bring everybody back to their childhood.
Let's start with this one. All right.
Let's talk about. I have a good one for this, so I'm pretty excited. So let's talk about specifically your favorite song introduction of a cartoon, like that. Just the song. Now, not without the visuals or something, because that changes my answer. Just like the song, the one that sticks in your head.
Song.
Yeah. All right, take it away, buddy.
Man, I don't want to pick like the most basic answer, but like the way you worded that, I thought we were just gonna be talking about ones that like bopped. But like no, but like you said, my favorite one, like the one that encapsulated my childhood is definitely the Pokemon theme song. I can't not mention that. But
even let's go past the Pokemon theme song. Even the Pokemon rap still bops in my head sometimes. I'm like,
I can do the beginning of it. I don't remember the rest, but I can do like the first
that was next
6
level.
or 8. Like,
Let me hear it.
Electro, Diglett, Nidoran, Mankey, Rattata. Oh shit, no. Oh well, I had it.
Hey, you made it a couple in.
yeah,
Pharaoh and Pidgey are there, but
I think all of them are there.
yeah, they were there.
Oh my god!
But anyway,
I just
but
was gonna say the first one that came to my head. You know,
Was it Pokemon?
like no, it was Fairly Odd Parents. That's the first,
man.
first one that popped in my head whenever I get asked that question is the Fairly Odd Parents theme song. It's fire the whole thing, the whole time.
And you remember it still to this day, and it's
the whole time.
It's gibberish, and you remember it, like the green blue swappa juice, giant snake birthday cake, try chocolate shake. Like you remember the whole thing, man.
Yeah,
that's actually one of my favorite childhood cartoons.
I wouldn't say the theme song. I think there's a song in that show though that bops more than the theme song, and that's anything by Chip Skylark. Yeah,
Shiny Teeth.
Shiny Teeth.
I still think about that song to this day. Shiny Teeth.
Olivia's into like brushing her teeth right now,
running around.
And I just sang that the other day.
That's
the
awesome.
first thing that came to my mind was the Flintstones, to be honest.
Really?
Like the Flintstones theme song came to my head. Yeah.
That's like one I wouldn't expect.
That or like the Scooby Doo, because like that was very like so like 60s, and it's like a jam band singing the theme song.
Yeah, the Scooby Doo one comes to my mind.
Yeah, but for some reason Flintstones came into my mind. But other than like that's like cartoon, but like theme song, like I would probably pick like for some reason the Full House theme song sticks in my head sometimes. Like when I think of theme songs, it's like Full House, like Family Matters,
Fresh Prince,
and like
me and Vernon's answer.
I can just think of
Fresh
Full House.
Like,
if we're gonna pick just theme songs, me and Vernon answer probably match. It's the George Lopez show.
Oh man, Lowrider.
Yeah, man, just like.
No, that's not my favorite TV show's theme song. Well, if we're talking just strictly theme songs.
Yeah, I'm talking strictly theme songs.
yeah,
man.
Because
like any show theme song.
Well, hold on. Let me answer the cartoon one before we get too far. We can move on. Because if we were gonna pick
I thought we were wrong at. Like I thought we were on cartoons.
If we were gonna pick it where it didn't matter whether the music, like I solely picked music, because if it was just my favorite theme song, it'd be the Batman theme song from like the old 90s cartoon. Like just the visuals really get me on that. But if we're talking just music, I'm down to 2. And it's either DuckTales, because I fucking love the DuckTales.
That is a good one.
That's a bop. That's a bop, and I can listen to it forever. And the X-Men theme song just has it's way harder than it has any right to be.
Yeah,
that's just like it's got this power fucking guitar in it, just like just jamming.
Awesome. I feel way like harder. Every theme song back in the day was like a bop, though. Like they don't make them like they used to. Yeah.
No. I got another good one. We talked about Captain Planet before this started, but Freakazoid.
Oh my God.
You remember Freakazoid?
Freakazoid.
I can't believe you actually remember Freakazoid.
I can't believe you said Freakazoid.
I own Freakazoid over there, and I remember when me and Y were in high school, I brought it to his house after I bought it, and I was like, yo, I purchased Freakazoid. We got like 3 episodes in. We're like, this is weird. It was weird, man. But I have fond memories of it as a child.
Yeah,
but like as an adult, I'm like,
honestly, I think I remember the theme song more than any part of the show at all.
Oh, the show is weird. It's like a social commentary. It's got like it like is always breaking the fourth wall to like talk about like politics and like pop culture relevance and stuff. And I'm just like, this is weird.
Same way with like Animaniacs.
Oh yeah,
Animaniacs was so
they had a good theme song too, though.
They did have a theme song. That's not one I fondly remember though.
Oh,
Game of Thrones comes to mind, but that's because I listened to so much.
I can't get through one episode, just one.
The theme song's
favorite
good.
show, like Game of Thrones.
It's a good song.
That's it.
That one pumps you up every episode, and the it looks the same, but every episode it shows where the map, and you know where you're gonna be that whole episode.
Like,
you don't even have to
be in Winterfell's episode.
Yeah,
and no lie, Evan knows this now too. The Westworld theme song is pretty tight
God!
Too.
I think I was telling. So I'm gonna save this.
I mean,
for
it's
later
the same
topic.
composer, but like
I'm gonna save this for Vernon's topic that he had. But yeah, Westworld's theme song is up there, but I don't know. Its overall music might be good, really good.
You're all wrong. The best theme song, even though the show might not be the best, is Friends, because that theme song claps.
I do like the Friends.
Because it actually claps.
It literally claps.
3 times. I wouldn't.
I don't even love theme songs. Yeah, I don't even love Friends, but like everybody knows it. You know, that's the one that like. If it plays, you know it. You know exactly what it's from.
Exactly. You know what you're watching when that's
on. You know exactly. I don't have to see it. No.
We watched so much of The Office while Brittany was pregnant with Olivia. She actually knows it. Like, she knows The Office theme song. When it comes on, she stops. And she's like, what's that?
What's that?
I think it's ingrained in her brain. Like, she just knows it. That's
like when
that might be one of my favorites, too.
When you're it's a little too. I mean, to be on my favorite, it's a little too simple. Not that I don't like The Office. And the theme song's good. I think because you like the show so much.
I like the show so much.
Yeah,
it pumps me up for it. It's got that like
that bass drum.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That is that's a bop.
My favorite show with like visuals and everything, other than Batman, because I already said it. If I'm gonna talk about how I like the visual style and the music, and I'm going back to cartoons because I like watch a lot of them. I think Samurai Jack, man, like I think it's just it puts you
even over to X-Men. X-Men is like was awesome with that, with the song and the visuals.
Yeah, it just lets you know what you're in for, man, and it kind of like it like starts off all like classical with like that like Aku like introducing it, and then it just like switches that like funky futuristic, and it's just like I'm gonna watch Samurai in the future, and it's dope.
You're right. It does.
That is
let's know what you're in for.
Man.
Like I know we didn't grow up in that time, but I always loved like the 70s theme songs to shows where it was just like congas with like trumpets, and then like all guitar with a wah pedals, and like the hi-hat to and it was like wacka, 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 wacka. I love
like
those
a
type
70s show transition, like
Dude,
I
like,
love that 70s show
every
transition.
like, and then there's flutes in there. Like those 70 theme songs were dope. Like I don't
They
know,
had
they
layers.
just they hit way different. Yeah, exactly. It was actually like these like just some dudes they brought in. They're like, all right, just jam for a minute. We'll get a theme song.
All right, man, cool.
It was probably the same band or whatever group of people making all these theme songs.
Yeah, they just chilled out for like 8
titles on it.
hours.
Good.
Yeah, they chilled out for like 8 hours and just recorded, and people just like started snipping it.
They picked
Yeah.
like 30 seconds out of the whole 8-hour session.
Speaking of like 70s, but that 70s show's theme song's pretty dope though too.
Yeah, that 70s
Yeah,
show
that's
theme song was really good. I heard this weird fact that like if that 70s show was made today, it'd be about the 90s. Isn't that weird?
That
to
would be
think
weird.
about.
Yeah.
That's really weird. That's like surreal.
Yeah.
Way out, man. Far out.
Far out, man.
So since we were talking about that 70s show, Vernon wanted to see like what our favorite like the music in a show or movie.
Oh,
I mean, that 70s show is definitely not it for me. That's not my favorite, but I'm gonna say Westworld's music is better than Game of Thrones overall.
Yeah.
Overall,
I agree.
because it's the same, but it's modern. You know, like it is the same composer. So
Yeah,
like-
but I mean, overall, I think so. But there's parts in Game of Thrones where the music like interacts with a scene where you're like, "That's perfect."
Reigns of Castamere.
That,
Yeah.
well, that and like spoilers, the death of Jon Snow, the music that plays there at the end of that is just like is great.
Yeah.
That's what I was
Westworld.
gonna say. I didn't know we were gonna even do the last one where like just giving like Game of Thrones just came up. But my answer for this was gonna be Game of Thrones for the overall just score of all the episodes. Like every season's different. I know I used to play The Witcher and put that on in the background and turn The Witcher's
You got me
music
to
off.
do
I
that too.
remember you
You're the one
telling
that
me
told me
about
about
And
that.
it fit perfectly. It fits so perfectly, and I listened to seasons and seasons of it away from the show even just because of that. And like so that was easily my pick. And I was gonna pick for movies. I love like specifically like, and I know you guys would be like, oh, of course. But like Infinity War and Endgame's music is just like epic as shit. I love like just the certain scene, like when Cap gets to him, or just like in every certain scene, there's like some epicness to it, and just the music's iconic, and I just love that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna go with like the cliche movie music, and I'm gonna say like anything John Williams, like Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, like classic shit like that. Like that music.
Stuff.
Exactly. It's recognizable. Like it just like right there. It's like it's recognizable to pretty much everybody. Like it just sticks in your head.
Yeah, like even if you don't know much about Indiana Jones, like
and it's not even like just like the main. Yeah, it's not even just the main theme songs though. Like even just during like the action sequences, like it fits perfectly. Like
and it's still
like
it's still uniquely that movie, like or that series or something. You know.
Like the movies that his music is in, it wouldn't be the same. Yeah. And I would also say like Danny Elfman too. Danny Elfman's music in movies is great too.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I love Danny Elfman music. I mean, I'm the same with movies. Star Wars is, I mean, I know it's so basic, but like it's people know Star Wars music. And like you said, you've never had to see the movie to know what it is. Like I play the Imperial March or Darth Vader's music. You know exactly what's happening and exactly what's about to happen. And I think that makes a good movie, like a music score for a movie.
Now it paints a scene for you.
Exactly.
Just the music.
Now go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you guys were talking about Game of Thrones, and that I do like some like ambiance music where it does paint a scene like that. But I'd have to say my favorite soundtracks, and this might just be because I'm watching it currently, but I have two that I love. Umbrella Academy on Netflix has a fantastic soundtrack that goes with it. And it's probably because the lead singer of My Chemical Romance is so involved with the show that he picks just great music to go with some of these scenes where you're just like, oh, this is so good. And there's also a show called The End of the Fucking World. I don't know if you guys ever seen it.
I watched that.
I've heard about it.
I watched that with Brittany.
It also has just some real like great music to go with it, and I highly suggest both of those shows, if only for the music. People really got like, I think that's an art form to match visuals to music. So
that show's weird.
Definitely.
That show's weird. That show is
it's awkward comedy.
It's awkward, but it's fine. But the music's great.
Yeah,
it's really fantastic.
I was gonna switch my answer because like I just thought of it. Like I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier. One man, his name is John Carpenter.
Of course.
Any fucking movie that he makes, that he does the music on, is amazing. Because like his music, I've actually sat down and listened to outside of the movies, and I feel like John Williams, I wouldn't do that. But like John Carpenter is just like dark and like synth heavy. And it's like, I don't know, like Escape from New York's music.
It's like John Carpenter in a room with a synth.
Yeah. The Fog's soundtrack, like Escape from New York, The Thing. Oh my gosh. Every one of those. Halloween.
The Dun Dun from The Thing is like, and I don't know if we've talked about this before, but The Thing is one of my favorite horror movies, but the Dun Dun from The Thing is so atmospheric for me that it puts me in the mood that no other movie soundtrack, especially wise, puts me in. Like, I know I'm in the mood for The Thing, and I've actually never seen the remake. Why, you might be able to answer that. If they didn't move any of that original score over, they made a mistake. And I know that movie made tons of mistakes. So
I only saw it once. I don't think they did though.
Like, you made a mistake. It's like when they remade Halloween. Like, you gotta put, even if it's just a snit of it, you gotta put some of that.
A homage.
Yeah, you got some of that. Like the music for Halloween is so good. You gotta.
Oh my god.
Gotta give me a bit
exactly.
of it.
And I think like just how like John Williams is great at like the action movies and stuff like that. Like John Carpenter is with like horror and thriller types, where it's like he like puts you in the movie. Like every movie.
Did John Williams do Jaws, or is that not him?
It might have been. I think it might have been.
Which is one of the greatest. Like everybody knows that.
Sticks with Spielberg.
Like everybody knows that. Like that
is like the theme song for Sharks.
Yeah, sharks have their own.
Swimming around with my son.
Yeah.
It's like
shark. Yeah.
No,
that's something like kids know before they even like ever see it.
Yeah.
He loves Jaws.
Yeah,
and I haven't
like there's people that know that have never seen Jaws, just like the fucking songs. Just like the Psycho that like like you may never see Psycho, but like never see Psycho, but like it's been ripped off by so many like shows and stuff.
Shameless plug, but we just talked about that in the last episode of Tap That. We just talked about, because Storm was like Psycho, and I was like, yeah, the music, and he's like, oh yeah, I know that. And
the music in that's really good too. I like the I like the music in Psycho.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, anything Quentin Tarantino. It's not original music, but he like puts soundtracks together really well.
Yeah, I think Quentin Tarantino, again, it's that art where you put. It's not even about being original. It's just about putting audio to video sometimes, Like, I think there is an art form of what you're seeing versus what you're hearing, and it makes a connect,
It's easy to just throw any popular song in a movie.
Exactly.
But it takes a lot to take a popular song. I feel like if I see a movie trailer and it has like really popular music in it, I get kind of like, how are they actually going to incorporate this? But if they do it right, it can be really good. Like one of my examples for like a movie, like it's so lame, but like Forrest Gump has so many popular songs.
Oh yeah,
but they use
that soundtrack.
Perfectly.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's in the right moments.
It's just popular songs throughout the decades, but they make sense throughout the entire movie. And that's
another good movie for that is Dazed and Confused. Like they use the music in that perfectly throughout the whole movie.
This is going to be something none of you would expect me to say, but another good movie for that is Charlie's Angels, man. I'm telling you, that soundtrack is good. It's good, man. I listened to it when I was a kid. It was a good soundtrack. I was like, all right, all right.
Oh, we're still talking good soundtrack. Now that I think about it, I mean, it's another lame one.
There's a lot of good soundtracks, man.
Titanic's. I mean, Titanic is Titanic. Like, you can't have that movie without that soundtrack.
Hell yeah. Oh, the whole theme, man, is just like
it's
essential to.
You feel like you're on a boat in the 1900s. Like you feel like you are.
I'd have to say, Evan, I know you love Titanic, but that's my biggest complaint with Titanic is I don't think it takes me to that time period. I feel I feel like it's too modern. I feel like I'm just on a boat. Like I know the outfits and everything, and I'm not hating on Titanic. I know. Love Titanic, but if I were to give it a critique, that would be my critique.
Yeah, I know what you're saying though. It doesn't like feel like it puts you there.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it takes me to the 1900s, you know?
Yeah.
I guess I don't really think about it that much, like of the time period. I just think about like, the boat. I think about it.
And it's a great movie if you don't. This boat's going down.
This boat's going down.
I know this boat's fake.
But it's going down.
But it's an impressive fake boat. That is an impressive crash scene.
Yeah. There's behind the scenes of that. Like they built like
off and hitting the propeller.
Yeah, they basically built a whole boat to sink it.
I mean, that was the original Titanic.
Christopher Nolan crashed a plane for Tenet.
Yeah, I did see that, man.
This motherfucker.
I heard it was cheaper than doing it CGI.
Yeah,
probably. I'd imagine.
Right? That's what they said. Crazy? They said that's why they did it. I mean, cheaper that way.
If you were just gonna do a bare plane with just two, all you had to do is get it up kind of in the air and put it down, you know.
I know he got black for like crashing like a World War II plane whenever he was making that Dunkirk. Yeah. When people were pissed off, they're like, "What are you crashing a World War II plane for? Like that's history." He's like, "Hey, gotta make it realistic, man."
Shut up.
Art.
It's art. Do it for art, man.
Art.
You guys
what else you gonna? This thing's just gonna sit in a museum. We could put it to use.
We could blow it up.
We could watch it get blown up 100 times on my film. Yeah. How many times are you gonna visit that museum?
It's on the movie.
And it's gone.
And it's gone.
Better get this in one take.
That's what I think every time I hear about like crazy big budget like explosions like that. Yeah. They have to get, and then you see movies like Tropic Thunder that make fun of messing up whenever he comes through a carpet bomb, and he's like, no, and it's like all just timing's off, and it's like millions of dollars and a mistake, you know, just like
it just takes one dude not to record.
Yeah,
I had the cap on.
Like, how do you not have like 20 cameras trying to film this thing at once just to make sure you get a shot?
I bet you there's just so many redundancies. That's why it doesn't happen as often. Like, you know, but I think about that type of stuff, like the plane explosion specifically. Like, how do you know you got exactly the type of shot you wanted? But like, I guess it doesn't matter because you only get one chance at it anyway. You know, just work with what you got at that point. I guess add in CGI, but you don't need as much now.
You can add more explosions on top of it.
Add more explosions,
but the base explosion is real.
That's how much you got
hard.
Gotcha. Lots of orange, lots of red.
Not enough smoke here. Let's just add it on.
Okay.
Oh man. All right.
What do you guys want to cover next?
What's next, Evan?
I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about?
Want to give us your project?
Secret project.
Your secret project you didn't tell anybody about?
Get a drink here.
Oh, he's got to take a big gulp.
All right.
He got
my notes.
Something real serious.
Real serious.
I got a few things written down here. All right. So, for anyone that doesn't know, I know you guys know, but for anyone that doesn't know, I am not a big... So, my music tastes have been very limited throughout my life. Like, my parents really only listen to country music, and I'll cover it a little bit later in one of the other questions, but by the time I was like a teen, I discovered, like pop punk and rock and all that. But there's a style of music that I really haven't gotten into, but you guys love it. So, since I have an hour and a half drive to work every day, I decided to take the last, well, it was only going to be a week, but now it's been like 10 days. Every day, I listen to a new rap artist.
Oh,
I listened to them, and then I wrote down, if I had any extra thoughts, I wrote them down, but then I wrote down the songs I liked. So I figured I'd tell you guys, and then see what you guys thought about it. And
I would
actually
love to hear this.
I have the perfect like title for your segment. It's just Evan's rap reviews. Slap us on. I don't really listen to rap, but here's my reviews. Evan's rap.
So yeah, like it's not. So I guess I'm gonna start by saying that one thing that I just didn't have. I didn't have the ear for like listening to it. Like I never did. Like there's a few artists that I did like. I like Eminem. I do like Chance. And I did like a few of Kendrick Lamar's songs a little bit. But other than that, though, I didn't really listen to it. So, but it's just, I will say after all this, I do have now an ear for listening to it and what I want to listen to, like what I want to.
Like what you're looking for.
My curiosity, I want to know what was the first day? What was the first one you clicked on?
DMX.
You're gonna like this, Alex.
All right.
The first thing I listened to was all of 808s and Heartbreaks.
Oh yeah. Great album.
That was the first thing I listened to. Okay.
What did you think, man?
All right.
But that's a nice like foot in the door.
All right.
It's a good like. So it's got synthetic pop to it. It's just.
So here's what I did. Let me tell you guys what I did, because I didn't want to just like dive in. Kanye is the only one I did that with, because I didn't know what I was getting into, but I know you guys liked that album. So I was like, let me just listen to it. Like, I'll just do that first. So what I did was, the first thing I did was I listened to the top 5 songs that they had on Spotify, and then I just shuffle played their This Is. That way I just got a random sample of everything. So I probably missed some big songs here and there. So if it sounds like I did miss one, like if there's a song that I didn't list that I liked, and you're like, dude, you definitely would have liked that, tell me what it is, and then I'll give it a listen. But so I didn't really write down what I thought of 808s and Heartbreaks, because so I wrote down some of the songs I liked though. So Kanye, I kind of pictured like I found as like, it's a very big production. Like when I listened to it, it was very like, I could tell it was like, it wasn't just like the music, or it wasn't just like the words. It was like the full like the production of the song. Yes,
it's like the half an hour, 45-minute like album that goes with My Dark Twisted Fantasy, or a video that goes with like. So he does that. Like he's very storytelling. Like it's just it's big. It's a huge operation here. He brings in all these different artists to help him produce. Like it's crazy.
He's one of the best of our, at least our generation, producers that are also rappers, like that can do the whole gambit. He's got, when Kanye puts an album out, it's Kanye, from the beat samples to what he picks, not that he doesn't get help, like Vernon says. He definitely takes influence from people, but it's all him. He did it all, which is impressive, in its own right.
Well, anyways, you can tell that, like, you can just tell that there's that
a cohesion to it.
Yeah. He wants. Okay. But anyway, so I wrote down some of the songs I liked, and so I definitely don't. Kanye wasn't my favorite over all of these, but I definitely do see why you guys like him so much. So, I didn't know he sang Heartless, so I like that.
Really?
I didn't know. Yeah. When it came on, I was like, oh, I like that. A few other ones I liked were, I did like See You in My Nightmares. I like RoboCop.
Yes.
RoboCop.
My favorite song was Violent Crimes. Ooh. Because it was, I know.
that's not on 808.
No, it's not on 808s and Heartbreak.
But it is a good song.
Yeah, this is just like,
that is one of my favorite Kanye songs. Like, it's a new one too. Like, I love Violent Crimes. That song,
that sticks out on that album.
It's a standout on that album. And I liked Real Friends as well. But Violent Crimes, though, definitely, like, I added that one like right away. Yeah, that one was like,
nice.
That song.
I really like that. Yeah, I mean, So I noticed a theme that I liked throughout these, because there's a few artists that I listened to that I may have liked one song or two because I didn't resonate with how they sounded or what. I don't like. I'm not a big fan of, like, I don't know how to put it into words, but if most of the music is about like partying and money and like, I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah.
So like it's one thing if it's like, but I've noticed there are a few artists that's a very big theme with a lot of what they sing about.
Yeah, that depends on the artist you listen to.
So the next day, so I went with someone that I had no clue who. So I went back to someone that I did know, and I went back and listened to some more of Kendrick's stuff. So
nice.
that was day 2.
You started off a good trip here.
Yeah, I realized I started off really well, and then the last few days I was like, oh, this wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be.
At the end of 7,
I had the ones I had high expectations for did not meet them, and the ones I had 0 expectations for actually did really well. So
nice.
The one at the end of this, I would like all of us to give you like 2 artist suggestions.
Yeah,
and I want to re-up with you. We'll do 7 artists.
You'll get an idea of what I actually liked from what I was listening to.
Yeah.
So Kendrick, I just put a check mark beside Damn because the whole album was just so good.
Great.
Talk. I'll be right back. I'm going right here. Keep going.
Oh, you're good. You're good. But like just some standouts for me. I mean, I already had Fear and what's the other really popular one? The DNA. I already had those 2. Those are the 2 that I already liked them a lot. So I liked Love, Pray for Me. I'm not sure what album some of these were, especially like the older.
Pray for Me is on like the Black Panther album.
Yeah, there were a few, like, especially these earlier ones that I did. I completely forget which album some of these were on. But I was trying to look.
Yeah.
So like some of the newer ones, I remember some of the albums.
To interject, I listen to music very differently. Like when I listen to an artist, I listen to an album. Like I go to a soul album, and that's what I want to listen to. I don't usually shuffle like the next
thing I plan on doing is, and not just with rap, but with everything. So my next thing that I want to do with music is I do want to just pick an artist, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick an album and just go through it album by album. So that way, like, I do get that album, because there's only been a few artists that I actually truly like went through like the album experience, like through. But other songs that stood out, like Love, Pray for Me, Element. I liked Element a lot. Triple X or XXX, I don't know how it's listed. Duckworth was really good. Duckworth, I was like, fuck is Duckworth? Like, but of course, as it came on, I'm like, man, this song is good.
Of course,
I like High Power.
This deep story to it.
Yeah, well, that was just it. And that's a theme that you'll probably see. The ones that have like a really rooted story, those are the ones I latched onto. And then Swimming Pools, that's just fun. So, not fun, but
High Power, you said too?
Yeah, High Power was good.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one again was someone that I was more familiar with, and then after that, I only listened to like one song out of the rest of them. So the last comfortable day was Chance. So I only really listened to Coloring Book. Like most of the music that I liked were from Coloring Book. So I was like, oh well, I know there's I know you guys liked Acid Trap a lot. So I was like
Acid Rap.
Yeah.
So
that's like one of Alex's favorite albums.
Yeah, so I went back and listened to, again, I don't know which one some of these were on, but I already had a lot of Coloring Book on my Spotify playlist. So I liked Let's Go on the Run. That one was fun. Sun Come Down was good. Prom Night was really good. I really liked Prom Night. Lost and Dear Theodosia. That one was really good too.
Right.
So but yeah, I wrote on here like pretty much everything. So Chance's
overall that artist.
Chance's music seems it sounds like a lot of rap can come across. It's not that it is, but it can come across as sort of angry and like, because some of it is, but like I think just because it's so fast. But Chance has this like kind of pop sound to him. I don't know what it is, but anyway, so the next one, I just kind of took a shot somewhere here, and I went with Tyler the Creator because I heard you guys talking about him, and I was like, let me listen.
Took a left turn there.
What the hell are these guys listening to? What the?
It was. It
was
wasn't
an experience, I'm sure.
bad.
What I missed? What we listen to?
Wasn't that bad.
He
So
went from Kendrick, Chance, all that to Tyler the Creator.
I miss Chance. Oh yeah, from Chance to Tyler is a hard shift.
Yeah.
So
Tyler wasn't bad, but there were no it wasn't nearly there. The next one, I didn't really like that much. But
wait, let's stay on Tyler. I have comments about him.
Okay, so yeah, I'd like you to comment because I only wrote a few songs down. Potato Salad.
Yes.
Because at first I'm like, because
that's a dope song.
When I listened to that, I already went through a few, and I'm like, man, I'm not vibing it, But then I'm like, Potato Salad, and I'm like, come on, something has to be up with Potato Salad.
It's dope.
It bangs.
I liked Colossus.
Yeah, that's Tyler's Stan.
My favorite one though was Answer.
Okay.
Answer was probably
interesting. I wonder if it was what songs you missed then.
Yeah, I probably missed a good bit. So, Alex, you have comments?
Oh, my only comment with Tyler is that he is also very much like Kanye, where it's his production is so good. Like he has that sound where like those beats just bang. It's just like it's definitely like
sound.
It's aggressive. It's like Earthquake. Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. That last album is really good.
I did listen to Earthquake. Yeah, I do remember that. I didn't write it down because it didn't
Listen, you want to write some things out. My suggestions, the IFHY, I fucking hate you. Dope song. Dope production too. Music.
I don't remember that one. Okay.
Just like
Go Dark, you can listen to Goblin.
Goblin.
That's my favorite.
That's my favorite Tyler album.
Second, but my favorite Tyler album is definitely Goblin. It's when he's in his most like raw, like
dark.
The production stuff. I like the darkness, dude. I love her.
Oh, I do too. I'm just saying, compared to it, it's dark.
I think my favorite song on that would be She. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Is She the one where it's like with Frank Ocean is like?
Yeah, that's She.
But open weekends. Yeah, that's one of my faves on that album too.
My favorite.
My favorite on that one, the whole album's called Goblin.
The whole album Goblin.
Because I'm a motherfucking.
I do remember seeing
that. Listen, my favorite Tyler song isn't even a Tyler song. It's Martians versus Goblins by The Game. Tyler the Creator has a verse on that, dude, that is just so like it's like top tier verse. It's a great verse. Oh yeah.
That's something else I didn't mention that. So I do know that a lot of like an artist's good, like some of their best work could be on a feature, but I kind of wanted an idea of how their music was, not just like how they were on someone else's. So I probably did miss a lot of good features because of that.
Some artists feel like are even better on features. Where
I have one on here.
There's some artists where I think the opposite. Like I love Eminem, and nobody get me wrong, but I think he doesn't shine in features. I mean, there's obviously some standouts, but like you asked me, like I think Nicki Minaj does shine on features, and it's weird to put them in the same category, but like I think Lil Wayne is great all around, but yes, Lil Wayne, like his features are like top tier features.
Why I was hesitant to say that is because like I think he's great on. He's not necessarily better on features, but he's
that shit on features. He brings that features. Eminem has good features, but Eminem, but Eminem's features are definitely not like his top echelon. I mean, there's a few like Renegade.
There's
and shit,
a couple
obviously.
that are bro.
His albums
what's it called?
Yeah, but his
my favorite M feature is Medicine Man off of Compton.
Oh my god, yeah, but
that is like the best Eminem feature, bro. Like he kills that shit.
Best Eminem. I would have to go Basic Bitch Answer and Forever. That's a good feature, man.
Nah, maybe like that's top 3, and then Drop the World. Yeah,
that moment because Eminem was like gone for a minute, and then all of a sudden he's on a song with Kanye, Drake, and Lil Wayne. At the end, you're like, did this actually just happen? I remember being in high school, just that moment, just being like,
it blows your mind.
What was this again?
Drop the World.
Ever.
Oh no,
I'm adding stuff to a playlist as you guys talk about.
Listen,
it, so that way
Forever. It's off the LeBron James movie.
Yeah, it's
like
a movie, but it was like an iconic
song. Kanye, Lil Wayne,
I
Drake,
see it, yeah.
and fucking Eminem, and it was a feature that came out and people were like, whoa. Like, this is some heavy hitters together, like right in the moment, you know. It's a good, that's a good song. Man, but anyways, kind of got sidetracked. But
no, that's good. That's what I wanted.
Versus Goblins, and it's even got a little Wayne in there. Martians versus Goblins. There's a bitch of a motherfucking Martian. Martian versus Goblin. Did I say monster? I might have said monster.
I think the first time you said Martian.
Martian versus Goblin.
What'd you do next, Evan?
All right. So after that, I kind of went on a three, like a chain. So I just picked this one because I recognize the name, but I wanted to pick people that I really never listened to at all, just to you know, see what it is. So I went with this person, then went to the next one, and then went to the next one just solely off of features.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked Wiz Khalifa.
Hey.
Okay.
Depends on the time period.
It depends on which Wiz you listen to.
I feel like I missed something because
that was back in like 2009, 2010.
Yeah, I don't really listen to like newer Wiz Khalifa
High
at
school
all.
Wiz Khalifa is incredible.
Yeah, old school Wiz Khalifa is the best.
Like some of the songs, like I wrote "See You Again." I don't. I didn't know he was I didn't know that he was on Payphone, and I love that song. That's the one song I cheated with because I knew it, and I love that song. So I was like, I'm gonna just listen to this.
Adam Levine's a great artist.
And I like Young, Wild, and Free. I thought that was a good song. So that's a new one.
That's where you're starting to get out of great Wiz. Yeah. Is like Young, Wild, and Free with that Snoop Dogg album is when it's starting to like kind of to devolve. I'm not saying Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah, right after that album.
Yeah. So speaking of that, so when I was listening to that, I was like, I don't have anyone older on here. You know, like anyone like from back like in the day. So I was like, let's listen to Snoop Dogg. Like,
nice.
Classic.
Nice.
So all right. So
I've been cruising around listening to Snoop Dogg.
I know, I was. I swear to God, I was, because I actually liked a lot of his. I like G's and Hustlers. Gin and Juice.
That's a good song.
Gin and Juice. That's one of those songs that just like has that like.
That's exactly how I felt when I was listening to it.
Put windows down. It's fine that it's like, fine. 90 degrees outside. It's fine.
It was good. Bado. I liked Bado. I noticed Snoop Dogg has a lot of features. Like a ton of features, and I listened. Like I usually just ended up listening to some of them because I was like, he's on a lot of features, which is fine.
It's always on for a while.
Yeah. So I know you guys are probably gonna like this next one, and this was not on my radar at all until I listened to Snoop Dogg. So I came across Professional Rapper.
Oh, Little Dicky.
Little Dicky,
yeah. I came across Little Dicky.
Good album.
And
good funny album, dude. Like not every album.
I didn't write down Little Dicky, but anyway.
Every album doesn't have to be like a banger. Like this is great music. Like Little Dicky made a good funny album, and it was like it's good from start to finish. You know?
Dude, yeah, I laughed so much when I was because I remembered the pillow talking. I remember that. I remember pillow talking.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was waiting for it to come on. Like I'm listening through, and I'm even listening through like his voicemails that like with his mom and everything. Like, it's funny. Like there was one where he's like, I don't think that Puff Daddy's mom was calling him before a concert, and he's like, his mom's like, I think she was. And he's like, yeah, but he didn't have a Jewish mother. And she's like, yeah, we might be a little bit more.
One of my favorite, I think, underrated songs is the one with Brendan Urie. The Molly. Where he talks about his ex. That's a good song.
That is a really good song.
That's a good song.
I remember that one. Earth was funny.
Heart hit. Earth is fun.
Earth.
And I'm Kanye West. That part.
And I'm Kanye West. He's like 2 days after I listened to Kanye West.
Yeah, like this. And like he's like listening off like all these animals, and then Kanye just comes in. But
Myers won game 1, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, go Pennsylvania Pride.
Yeah, I'm already at that point. Like, whatever. Go Flyers.
Wait, are the Bruins in it, Vernon? still?
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, we'll be split. We'll be split in the room because I don't give a shit. So go Bruins.
Yeah.
I'll vote for them.
Go Bruins.
Go Bruins.
I watched that game. Sorry, let's go.
Anyway,
no, that's cool. That's cool.
Good.
I can't believe I didn't write down anything for Lil Dicky though, because that one was probably my favorite only because I was not ready for it. Like I didn't know what I was getting into, and then I'm like, professional rapper came on. I'm like, what in the world am I listening to? Like this is
that's a good one.
This is a good one.
Yeah, that one was good. So this is one that I was like, I actually had high expectations for, but I was completely like, I wasn't let down. But it just wasn't what I thought. I listened to Logic. This is starting from this week. Because I really like, the Suicide Hotline song, and then I like Black Spider-Man a lot. So I was like, okay, like let's listen to Logic, and a lot of it was just not what I thought it was. What's that?
Not what you expected, like
like
and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of talking about shooting. Like I was like he's really shooting. Yeah,
he's hit or miss with me.
Yeah.
He's a very technical rapper. Like if you can appreciate like the technicalities of rap,
like rhyming,
he can
rhyme together.
Like he can rap. He doesn't always make the bet. Now it really depends on what album you listen to. Logic, newer Logic's but like Under Pressure Logic, that's good Logic. Like he has a song called Nicki, which is like just about him beating his nicotine addiction, and
that's one of the two songs I wrote down.
Yeah, man, it's a good song, man. Like he really twisted a phrase, and like I like when rap
was about 2 minutes into that song, and I think it's only like 3 minutes long, and then I'm like,
Pretty much, Evan. Pretty much anybody that you listen to their earlier stuff.
Yeah, I could kind of agree with that. That's when most people are. They're more adventurous. Usually when they get later, it's when they kind of get into a flow of.
Well, it's more real.
Yeah. It's hungry. I need to make it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I noticed that I'm getting a snapshot of these people. I'm not like actually like this little project.
Yeah.
I want this to go on for months. Like I wanted to do it. So like I haven't like delved into all this, but like for someone like this playlist I've been making, it's called Rap But I Don't Like Rap.
Well, that's the thing is like you could keep this going like now there would be like a recurring segment we can do where you just come on and talk some music, what you've been listening to that you have like discovering or whatever.
I'm just not just with music, but like I'm trying to just expand my view on many things. And rap, I never listened to it. Like I never sat down and actually really listened to anything. So I get comfy with where I'm at, and then I'm content. So yeah, I want to break out of the bubble, even though.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I like Nicki. Nicki was one I like. I like Dad Bod as well. So, but I pretty much liked anything when they talked about like their kids or family. Like it resonated with me a lot. So. I didn't do anything today. I just listened to the radio today. So yesterday was the last day, and I knew this was going to be the last one, and I picked Lil Wayne. So yeah, I knew again, heavy features, and just like what you guys were saying. But I noticed that a lot of the songs I liked because I was expecting like the ones that I liked the most. I realized like I knew these probably aren't the ones you guys like the most. Most of the ones I liked were off of the Carter 5. Not like
I like the Carter 5.
Yeah, but I know I know exactly how your reaction is, Alex. That's what I thought it was going to be. Like the earlier stuff was going to be better.
Yeah, I like Carter 5 though.
But yeah, but just some songs that stood out were like Mona Lisa.
Yes,
good. Yeah, Mona Lisa was good. And Famous. I liked Famous. So.
Yeah, Famous.
But yeah, so.
Listen, let's just talk about Lil Wayne because he deserves his own little shout out here. Lil Wayne deserves like a good week's worth of your attention. Lil Wayne,
I noticed.
Is a very complete artist where he's got great features, he's got great individual albums, he's got an interesting life. Like Lil Wayne is an artist that I think personally is one of, if we were going to talk like Mount Rushmore of rap in our generation, just like what we grew up with, Lil Wayne's 100% up there, easily up there on everybody's list. Even if you weren't like, even if you were kind of like, oh, Lil Wayne's too popular, I don't like him. You have to admit the dude absolutely changed the game. I'm telling you, there's features of his where I was like, whoa. Like I go on my Time Hop, and when you were in high school and all you did was post like song lyrics, and like 80% of my Time Hops are Lil Wayne lyrics, dude. I'm like, oh, 8 years ago I posted a Lil Wayne lyric. 8 years ago I posted a Lil Wayne lyric. He deserves more of your attention, more than a day. So there's a whole delve you can get into.
The first thing, my first instinct was to pull up the Lil Wayne Essentials playlist, but I was like, yeah, that was the first thing I was gonna do because I have it saved, but I never listened to it. But
it took me a long time to make that, dude.
I know,
it took me a long time.
I looked at it and I was like, this is a monster, and I want I can't just go into this. Like I want to, I want to hear the big ones first, and then listen to like the popular stuff. But I was like, I can't just dive right into this like 200 song playlist for like an hour and a half listening like that. That would have been because I knew I would have missed something big. So
sure, yeah.
But yeah. So overall, though, I thought it was pretty nice. Like I came out like appreciating some artists that I didn't even know. Like I knew like one song from Lil Dicky and like 2 from Kendrick, and I loved almost all of Kendrick's songs. Like he just there's a storytelling with it that I loved. Chance is just super happy. I loved like listening to all that. So
he's positive.
Yeah, like I just
I'm sorry.
Was that?
What were the songs? And I missed this. I'm sorry.
I'm you missed Chance. Here. That's right. Yeah.
I did. What were the songs that got you into Chance? Because I'm a huge Chance fan. I know you guys like him, but not.
I already had a good bit. I had a lot of Coloring Book on my Spotify playlist already, so I skipped over purposely songs I knew really well. So I forgot to mention that. If I knew a song, I skipped over it because I didn't want to waste that 3 or 4 minutes of my drive listening to something I already knew. So Chance. Okay. So again, I don't know what some of these albums these were on. I like Let's Go on the Run, Sun Come Down, Prom Night, Lost, and Dear Theodosia.
Oh, Dear Theodosia. Oh, we're gonna talk about that album later, but but you wait. I'll keep Dear Theodosia to myself.
Those are my Chance songs. I mean, I like. Nice. It's not. I didn't. So the ones I wrote down weren't just the ones that I just because I didn't write it down doesn't mean I didn't like it. Those are just ones that stood out to me. Yeah. So
Chance
or that I added to my playlist.
And I know I'm again late to this conversation. I won't stick too much on it, but like Chance, he carved his own way in rap at the moment. Like he definitely is. If you're not in the mood for like a positive vibe and like a boppy sound, you're not listening to Chance, which is fine. He definitely like was like, this is my circle. This is what I want you to listen to. And if you're not into it, you're not into it. And I get that, I get like, because people are like, no, he's too much for me. And I totally get that criticism of Chance. But if you are into like grilling and loving your wife and like loving your kids, like, I mean, not that like, you're not if you're not into Chance, but you know what I'm saying? Like if you're just like, he's a good artist.
There's a positive vibe to it. And I like that.
He spews positivity.
There was one, and I knew this song already, but it was like a Christian song, but like he redid it, and I was like, I'm gonna give it another listen. And I got like a minute and a half in, I'm like, I can't. Like it was like it kept going. It was like the church choir, and I'm like,
it goes for a while. I know exactly what song you're talking about.
It was like a 5-minute song. I'm like, so that was another thing too. I did not skip a song unless it was like I was coming up to like getting to work and like I wanted to fit another song in, and I already got an idea of how like the whole song sounded.
Yeah.
And if I already knew it wasn't one, I wasn't like, because I know sometimes a good song, like, I mean, the beginning might not be great, but the ending could be like, get you.
One of my,
but if I could realize it was just like repeating itself for the rest of the song, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna skip to the next one for now.
One of my favorite memories, and this is kind of sidetracking, but like, I come from a kind of religious family, and my mom's pretty religious, but I'm not super religious, and we're not going to dive into that. But you guys have all heard Coloring Books. It's a very God-loving religious album, and I love Coloring Books. And I'm listening to it with my mom. I'm driving her somewhere. It doesn't matter. And she's like, "How are you going to listen to this guy talking about like Jesus but not believe?" And I'm like, I respect his belief, and I'm happy that he's happy, and I can listen to that music because I'm like, I'm happy that he's having a good time and he's loving what he's doing, you know? Like, I also don't believe in shooting people in the street and doing drugs, but like, I'll listen to it. It's fine. It's a good, but and it was just, it's a good memory of my mom literally like sitting down and like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, understanding me as a human being, like, I get it. Like, I can listen to people. Like, I got nothing against religion, you know? It's just, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I'm not religious, you know? But if you're happy that you love God and you want to visit church every other Sunday and sing to the Lord, go to town, man. I'm happy that you're happy. So, but it's a good album. Coloring Book's a good album. But anyways, sidetracked. Sorry. Go for it.
No, that was it. No, I was done. So, but yeah, that was my whole little project that I did.
Nice.
So
sweet.
I love this project. I love this project, and I think not only should you continue it, but we should all continue it, where we kind of give each other out like artists to give a chance in like a week. You know what I'm saying? Until we reconvene next time. You know?
Yeah.
Like a little homework assignment, because
I got school starting in like a week or two, so that's.
Well, I mean, I can listen to it on my way to work, you know. I have a 30-minute drive to work also, so I could do it.
It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, you work even farther than me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so yeah, it was fun.
Did anybody? Because I actually wrote down stuff, on what I think you should listen to next, Evan.
Yeah, I got 3 of them.
One artist.
All right, let's hear him.
Vernon.
I just think maybe something like newer Travis Scott, like Astroworld, some of the like airier, like especially like Yosemite, like stuff like that. I think you would really like some of the newer Travis Scott, like maybe not some of the like harder stuff.
Yeah.
But like
Travis Scott's good.
I think you would really like some of his stuff. Some of his stuff is so melodic. It's amazing, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a right mindset with Vernon. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying that's the only one I could really think of because I'm not trying to get you to listen to Young Thug or nothing like that. That shit's crazy.
Yeah. You gotta point him in a direction you think he'd like.
Exactly.
But I'm with Vernon. Travis Scott is and I'm not a super huge fan of like, I'm gonna call it ad lib rap for a lack of a better word, but I think Travis Scott really got it down, that ad lib rap, that adding things to that aren't supposed to, not supposed to be there, like whatever, man, he's making his money, but you know, that would naturally be there. My suggestion, I don't know if I missed it, you should give J. Cole a try.
Did not know.
J. Cole is a fantastic artist, and my first song I think you personally should listen to, Evan, which is one of my favorite songs of all time, is Lost Ones by J. Cole. It's very serious and it's very sad, but it's very good. I'm just warning you so you know what you're getting into. But J. Cole is another artist I think you should give a day. Great. Give a day to. J. Cole's up there with the Kendricks of this world, you know. He's up there.
Okay.
I got like 4 of them for you, bro.
Ooh,
I got a homework assignment for you. Because it's different from what they're saying.
Sure, yeah.
The Fugees, the score, that whole album's amazing. It's like Wyclef and Lauryn Hill. Great fucking album. Tribe Called Quest. Yeah, I feel like you would love Tribe Called Quest. They're all about like story rap. And like it's very old school hip hop. The Roots is really cool. And I had one more. Oh man, it was on. It was like I already had it lined up.
I broke the notebook out because I knew I was gonna forget.
It's all right, but those 3 are really good.
Okay,
definitely check those out.
Send them in the group chat.
Anderson .Paak.
Forget all this.
Oh yeah,
Anderson
.Paak.
Anderson.
I feel Anderson .Paak. It's Paak.
Okay.
But he is amazing, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, I love.
Yeah, never heard of like any of the ones you said. So
Mac Miller too, man. Give Mac Miller a chance.
Yeah, Mac Miller. But the first 3 I said are like old school stuff.
Yeah, why
Anderson .Paak's new.
Yeah, Wyatt definitely went old school there, which I'm not hating on that. Those are all great albums.
Because that's like what I gravitate to mostly. Like if, like I love the old school type hip hop. Like there's nothing wrong with like new stuff. I love J. Cole, Kendrick, and everything. But like I gravitate more to like the old school like style hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Wu-Tang,
Yeah, I listened to like 3 Dre songs when I was listening to Snoop Dogg.
Dr. Dre, yeah.
Wu-Tang. Time. Listen, and this is getting off of music, but to help appreciate rap music, and I've already told these two, there is a podcast called Dissect, and it dissects mostly rap music, and they do like a Kendrick album and stuff, and it breaks it down to like a molecular level, like what does this word mean, what does this beat mean, and he really breaks it down. And just give one season a chance, like just click on it and click out of all of his seasons what your favorite album is on that thing, and give him a chance, man. Podcast shout out to another podcast, even though he's way more famous than me. It's a great podcast to listen to. It makes you realize things about an album. Like the first one's To Pimp a Butterfly, and I've heard that album 900 times in my life. Like I love that album. It's a great Kendrick Lamar album. And when I listened to him explain it and what he thought of it, it made the album like a whole new thing to me, where I was like, like, okay, I could kind of see where he's coming from, like it's good. It's a good podcast. Dissect podcast. It's on Spotify. I definitely know, because that's where I listen to it. So give it a chance, all of you.
All right. Yeah, I've done that with rock music. There's a guy on YouTube. I forget what his name is, but he'll take like the sound of a song and then like he breaks it down like per instrument. And like I didn't even know, in all the small things, there's like this little piano in the background, or like this synth, and it goes like do no 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 no, and like you never hear it, but when you listen for it, you hear it. Like it's really weird.
That's like bass with a lot of songs. Like
you don't hear the bass.
You don't really hear someone playing bass unless you listen for it.
I think
it's really cool.
I think speaking on rap music, that's one of my favorite things about rap music, and it's what I've got into rap music my most, is picking out samples where like you have to kind of find out where they're from. It's like a puzzle. Like Kanye's super good at that, like picking like weird things that like come from real obscure
really
things
old songs and stuff,
mixing them to where they're something new. And it excites me when I'm like, oh, I know where that's from. There's a commercial I see it on Hulu all the time, that is actually like that reggae Nas album that came out with Damian
Marley,
which is a good album too.
Nas, dude, listen to Nas.
Nas is great too. Speaking of the reggae album and Illmatic.
And Stillmatic, both of them.
Both of them are good. But anyway, so like I'm listening to this, and it like excites me when I hear songs, and I'm like, oh, like I know that sample, like I might not know where it originally is from, but like I know it in rap music, where I can kind of piece the puzzle together. And there's a commercial on Hulu right now that is from one of the songs on that Nas and Damian Marley album. And I get it every time it comes on. I tell Marissa, and she's like, I know you've told me. And I'm like, I know, but I'm going to tell you again 600 times.
Every time it comes on, I'm going to tell you.
I know what that's from.
I'm going to look it up every time, because I got to think what song it's from. But it's good, man. I love sample. I love the puzzle of rap music, like, and even into the lyrics, where it's like sometimes you got to put like what they're saying and what they're meaning kind of together. And I guess that's all music, but I mostly notice it in rap music, but it's definitely a genre that is appreciated, but it should be appreciated as much as it is.
I will say that I think the whole point of this for me was to get an appreciation for it, and I have. Like I never appreciated the storytelling aspect of rap. Like I didn't know how deep it could be, and that I mean that's what I was searching for. When I was listening to songs, like once I heard a few really good stories, like most of the time when I'm listening to the songs, like I was listening for a story, and the ones that didn't have
harder to find now.
Yeah,
you gotta go searching for them kind of songs.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. So
nice, man.
It was fun.
It's a good project, and I think it's a good project we should, again, all kind of follow, man. I think we should all give each other a little homework. The next
thing I want to do, I'm thinking of doing either the Killers or Foo Fighters. That's what I want to do. I want to pick one of them and just like go album by album. Just go right through it all.
The whole way through?
the whole way through. That's what I want to do.
I feel like you're gonna love the whole Foo Fighters catalog. Yeah. I mean, I've listened to the first couple Killers albums, but like after that, it kind of like at least for me went downhill. But Foo Fighters, it's just like dope album after dope album. Like up until now, like all their albums to me are like really solid albums. Yeah. Like they haven't really released like a terrible album to me, at least.
I would agree that I don't think any of them are terrible with Wyatt, but I mean, this is just my personal opinion. The last one or two I could do without. Like, it's not that it's terrible. I'm not sitting here saying that, but it's fine. Yeah, it's fine to me. And not that I'm saying the Killers are better, because he is right. Start with Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters.
Yeah, I mean, those are just examples that I was just thinking of. Like, you know, I'm just trying to think of like bands I like a good bit of songs from, but like I haven't heard, you know, maybe enough from them. So
hey, give Little, and I know it's not a band, but give Lil Wayne
more attention. It's more I want to. Man. It's not like I'm never going back to rap, so I got a playlist now. So
he's got such a deep catalog that if you listen to every song on Spotify, there are still some songs you will not hear that are some of the best Lil Wayne songs. You know, like he's got mixtapes that go like the dude when he made his craft was like, I'm gonna put out mixtapes where some of these albums are studio quality albums, you know, like you get into like the Drought series and stuff, No Ceilings even. I don't know if it's on Spotify, No Ceilings, but No Ceilings is one of the best Lil Wayne mixtapes ever, and it's so good, and it has no right to be that good, being just like being an album that he's not gonna make. Amazing. He never made any money off of it, you know. He made fame and popularity, sure, which was a good move by Lil Wayne, but like he didn't make any money off of it. He didn't have to put that much work into it.
Well, it's on Spotify. He is now.
Well, I don't know if it's on Spotify. I mean, it might be, but I have no idea. Somebody look that up. Nice. Somebody's got their phone on. Vernon's looking at it. Vernon?
I gave my computer crazy viruses looking up old Lil Wayne songs back in the day. LimeWire and shit.
Hell yeah.
Dive deep. What new Lil Wayne have I not heard yet? Just typing away like new Lil Wayne songs,
looking for like lost verses and stuff.
Listen, I remember me and Vernon in his room looking up. We probably downloaded Me and My Drink probably 600 times because they'd say featuring Drake, and it would never feature Drake. But we would download.
I'm single, isn't it?
Oh, maybe
I'm single.
Oh, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it is on Spotify because even on Spotify it still says featuring Drake.
It says featuring Drake.
It's not. He's not on that song. But like that's when Drake was coming to popularity, and we were like, "Oh, it's a featuring Drake this time." And we'd like click on it. We probably downloaded 1,000 versions of that song, dude.
Looking for that. It's on I'm Not a Human Being. Okay.
Weird. I feel like it's years off, but all right.
It still says Drake.
I guarantee you he's not in that song. I guarantee.
Yeah, guaranteed. I can't see it.
Yeah, bring it closer to your body. Yeah, there you go. Up a little. Up a little. No, closer to your body again. We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. Oh, I see it. I see it. It does say featuring Drake.
Yeah, I see it.
See?
I bet you if you listen to it, it doesn't though.
No, the whole time.
No, so I remember scouring LimeWire with you and shit, looking for those songs, dude.
On that version, I'm like, where's Drake at? He's not in this version. We need to get another version.
He's probably in the next. He's probably in the 735th version down. Let's scroll all the way down.
Yeah, you're just one off.
Yeah, that's the thing though with I think hip hop more than any other genre of music, like the underground and mixtape scene of it is so diverse, where there is great music in that underground scenario. And now I know rock and stuff has like demos and stuff, which is I guess considered underground, but like I feel like even established hip hop artists,
any indie scene, like anything you consider indie for rock that's pretty much the equivalent.
Yeah, but I just feel like even established rappers, you know, and hip hop artists still put out mixtapes. Still put out. I mean,
Foo Fighters have put out like 4 mixtapes of just like 5 songs, 6 songs.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying. It's more prevalent. It's more what like it happens more in.
It definitely is more in a hip hop, and that's something. When I started dating my current girlfriend, where she is a hip hop fan, even before I started dating her, but like I introduced her to a whole new genre mixtapes and stuff. I was like, oh, you're missing a lot of like good music because you're missing these mixtapes, you know, like these are songs that weren't on the radio, they're not on Spotify, they're not like they're not getting paid for these things, so they have them in a separate DatPiff like kind of scenario, you know. And I shout out to them, shout out to Makey Music, and even with the Foo Fighters, shout out to Makey Music for the love of making music. It's not always about making money and shit.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, and specifically, specifically Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters. I know that dude just like loves music.
Yeah,
you know?
he's like all about music. He's worked with so many artists, even like through hip hop and stuff. Like Corey Taylor's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like he fucks with, like, he just released, like, he's coming out with a solo album, and I know the song he released has, I think it has like Tech Nine on it and stuff. I'm like, what is Corey Taylor really fucking around with Tech Nine?
How do they even get together in the same circle?
I don't know. But like he fucks with a lot of hip hop and stuff. I mean, you can even see it like listening to like old school Slipknot. There's a lot of rap elements in it. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Dave Grohl.
Travis Barker always doing something with
Travis Barker. He has a whole album with nothing but hip hop artists. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The Linkin Park Jay-Z. There's a lot of collaborations like that.
Oh my god. Yeah. Go old school and Aerosmith and Run DMC.
Yeah, but still it goes that deep.
Yeah.
You know?
The line runs that deep.
Public Enemy and Anthrax, like that one song that's on like Tony Hawk. Turn it up, bring the noise.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Cool, though.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. Another artist band I would add to that list with like Killers and Foo Fighters, Evan, is Queens of the Stone Age. I think you would really like them.
Okay.
I mean,
they're a lot kind of similar to Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl drummed on a couple of their albums, which is interesting.
Dave Grohl's drummed on like every album.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
Dave Grohl drummed on Tenacious D. You know, like all he does.
Dave Grohl was drumming on one of Ghost's EPs.
Yeah, dude,
like from a couple years ago. Like this dude has his hands in everything.
He was in Nirvana.
He's a drummer for Tenacious D.
If you guys ever heard of Nirvana, he was in Nirvana.
He's drummed for Paul McCartney before. Like, holy shit. He's performed with Led Zeppelin. Like, holy, like this dude somehow got to play with like everybody.
Because he's a great fucking musical artist, dude.
Yeah, dude. He's super talented.
Super talented guy.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of like, I know like we're trying to move on, but like, I just thought of it. That Dave Grohl made a documentary called Sound City, and Sound City was like an old like a studio from it lasted from like late 60s all the way up until like I think the early 2000s, maybe late 90s. But like almost everybody that was huge recorded there, like Fleetwood Mac and like Tom Petty, the Foo Fighters, even Slipknot and System of a Down have recorded there. But like all these like huge artists, and like it went out of like they were like tearing it down, like the studio ended. So like Dave Grohl bought the huge old school like 70s mixer console that was in like the thing, put it in his house studio, and then made a documentary about the whole Sound City, like the history of it, and then made an album with all these artists that recorded in Sound City, and it's just called Sound City, and it's just all these artists collaborating and making like I think it's like 16 songs or something, and it is amazing.
Cool. There's like a whole documentary to go with it too.
Yeah, that's exactly. Cool. And like the documentary touches on them also recording the songs for the album too. So it's like all the old school history and stuff, plus them like doing what they're doing now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool project.
Sounds crazy.
What did you guys want to talk about next? Got a lot that we gotta cover.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. We got a lot to bang through here. Sorry that I was really trying not to let that take up too much time. So that's why I was trying to move through the songs. But yeah, I don't know.
I wanted to talk about songs that were on my high school iPod.
Yeah, so that's kind of like my life.
I only thought of like 3, but I was like, these songs, because I was like, a lot of these songs I probably still would listen to, but like, you know, so I'd like try to think of like songs I would like definitely be like, And that was definitely a 2010 song or 2009 song or something like that.
Yeah.
That's more or less what I tried to put on my list.
Yeah, I was just thinking of like songs that like I listened to when I was in high school, but there's no way I could not still listen to them. And most of it is like I mean anything Blink-182 or even like My Chemical Romance and Green Day. Like I mean almost everything, like I still like as my playlist shovels through, a song will come on, I'm like, I'm not going to skip this. Let's just get it going. Like
yeah,
like I honestly I just have so many because I would rather just build on it than have like a bunch of different ones. So yeah, like every song I listened to in high school, I listen to still now. I can't really think other than some like there's some things I don't listen to, but that's for another topic.
I thought it was more or less like seriously like songs that I just wouldn't like songs looking back if I could have my old iPod. Why was this on here? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Not because like I said, there's a bunch of songs that I would still listen to that I listened to back in the day.
I have.
But I was like, I have 3 that I was like, or 4 that I was like, yeah, these. Maybe I liked at the time, but I would definitely.
But now, so you're flipping it. Your songs that you wouldn't put on your.
Definitely wouldn't.
Okay.
And number 1 was fucking "Boom Boom Pow" by Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, what?
I was like trying to think back of like. That's a song that I probably would like listen to too many times back in the day, you know. So I was like, I probably wouldn't have that on here. I Love College by Asher Roth. I used to listen to that like probably too much too, and like I definitely would have listened to that today. Sexy Bitch. Like I was like I said, I was thinking of songs of like definitely what that with Akon and shit. Like yeah. And Low with Flow Rider.
Oh
like,
my god.
Shit like that. Like shit like
yeah.
I hate that song. The only reason I don't like that song is because it was on like they would play it at our dances all the time. It was like the only song I remember hearing like constantly. Like I just got sick of it.
On your thing now, you know, just like I'm not about it. Those are my answers.
Mine are very similar. I have one very specific, and it's Laffy Taffy or any song like that.
Yeah.
Like I would never listen to that now, you know, like it just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about like Sexy Bitch.
Yeah. Like it's not that it wasn't a good song back in the day. I just wouldn't listen to it nowadays. It has no redeeming qualities other than I wanted a girl to grind on me when I was fucking 13 years old. That's
understandable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one I can really think of. That's a hard question, man. Because I feel like what you said, Evan, is like I listen to a lot of stuff I listened to in high school still. Maybe like that song, like My Own Worst Enemy. I don't know if by Lit.
I love that
like
song.
I can't. No, I can't do that anymore,
bro. 99.3 sometimes.
It's on the radio all the time.
Yeah, it's still on the radio. Like
yeah, I like
I'm not about it. Yeah, I mean, I can't really think of too many. That speaking of Akon, there was one. Nobody gonna bring us together.
Yes.
That song.
No,
I'm not. No, I don't like that song anymore.
What about Mr. Lonely? You still jam that? You still jam Mr. Lonely?
I don't listen to Akon anymore. I can't even tell you last time.
Akon's got his own city now.
Yeah, man.
He's got his entire city, Akon City. It's crazy.
Akon City.
He's gonna build it. He got government funding.
And then maybe like anything Sean Paul.
Yeah, but Sean Paul came out with that song with Sia that was pretty good, like recently, like 5 years ago. I don't know what it was, but it was like
maybe CeeLo Green's "Fuck You" in there too. I was tired of hearing that.
Wow. See, these are things I actually do enjoy still. But all right, I respect.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just songs that came off the top of my head that I could think of.
Honestly, if we're flipping the question, it's funny because like I have like all the songs I listened to like in high school, like I still listen to them, but I guess I'd say like I listen to a lot of like country music, and it's not that I don't like it, but it's not something I would choose to. Especially like I wouldn't listen to anything newer country today, because it's all crap. So I do like a lot of.
It is. Like divided a fan base there.
It sucks.
Like, country music sucks.
I mean, I'm sure there's probably some good things.
You know what?
Out, but
I'm gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it. It does. Like, okay. Have you
Jazz
guys seen? Have you guys seen the one of Bo Burnham's comedy specials where he talks about like country music and he has that song about it? Have you guys ever seen that?
Yeah.
It portrays it. I'll link it to you guys then. It literally like there's one song where it's just like these guys that have probably never worked a field in a day in their life, and they talk about how like dirty their boots are while they hop on a jet and like you know like it's just stupid.
Country music's just emo without.
It's pandering. It's pandering. That's exactly what it is. That's what the song's called. It's called pandering. But
listen, I do like, and I'll admit that I like a little more classic country, but like I like some good
country.
I like some good old country music. Like you give me some Garth Brooks, I'll take some Garth Brooks.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Johnny Cash.
I mean, like I'll even go up to like the early
Kenny
2000s
Chesney. I'll do Kenny Chesney too.
Oh yeah.
I think "Don't Blink" is a great song. Like "Don't Blink," like it's just a good sad song.
There's a lot of good country songs, but
I don't know Brad Paisley. Brad Paisley's cool.
Brad Paisley,
I like Brad too. He can shred, bro.
Yeah, man. Like it's okay.
I don't really listen to any modern country. Like
what's it versus the Peyton Manning?
Country I'm gonna listen to any country. It's gonna be like old school country, not like.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, like it's just the only reason I think I like some of it is just because I grew up with it. So it's just it sticks with me. But there's a lot. Oh, and like anything like I listen to a lot of Christian rock that I would never listen to today ever in my life. Yeah. So Oh, Skillet's actually good. I'll take that back. Skillet's.
I'll take Skillet.
I like Skillet. But
wait, Skrillex or Skillet?
Skillet, not Skrillex.
I don't know who Skillet is, to be honest.
Skillet. They had a few Whispers in the Dark. It was like an.
Nope. Don't know.
You would know it. I think you'd know it.
I thought we were talking about that Rick Ross song that came out with Suicide Squad.
With the Joker?
Yeah. That was Skrillex.
Purple Lamborghini or whatever.
Yeah, that one.
Nah, it was like an older like rock. It was on the radio a lot. You would probably know it if you heard it. But
I'm gonna give it a listen.
Justin listened to it a lot. Actually, I think Justin's where I heard it first.
I hung out with Justin a lot.
Yeah, you probably have heard it. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I came up with another one, and it's Limp Bizkit that I want to listen to today.
I'm gonna say some uncontroversial opinions.
I listened to Limp Bizkit, and I'm like, this is garbage. why was this popular?
This is going back to our unpopular opinions episode, but like, Limp Bizkit's Behind Blue Eyes is better than The Who.
No, it's not.
I fucking said
no, it's not.
Yes, it is. It just has. It's just.
Red Durst can't sing.
Dude, listen, I'm not sitting here saying Limp Bizkit's good. That new metal shit.
I know what you're saying.
I'm with you. It's not
still
good.
Wrong.
It's okay. The opinion's still wrong,
man.
You're wrong.
No, man.
Why didn't you come at me that hard with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
That's my homework for you two who probably haven't listened to 2 versions back to back. Listen to those 2 versions back to back and tell me which one you like better. You got The Who Behind Blue Eyes and Limp Bizkit Behind Blue Eyes.
And I'm not even like that big of a Who fan.
Oh, me? Like, I like The Who, but I don't know, man. Yeah. I just think it's better.
It's okay to be wrong.
Yes, sometimes.
It's okay to be wrong, man. I'm wrong.
That's just so funny.
There are a few covers that I think are better than the original, and that's just one of them, man.
Yeah, there are. I agree.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that.
Like
that should have been a topic if we had some covers that we liked.
Oh, I got them off the top of my head.
That we heard by Johnny Cash.
Hurt by Johnny Cash, easy one.
Hurt by okay, well, yeah. I'd argue there's people that didn't know that was a cover. Like,
yeah, I would too.
I don't agree with that one either.
Marilyn Manson's "Sweet Dreams."
I don't agree with that either.
I think Marilyn Manson's "Tainted Love" is also better, and it's
again, I can agree with that one.
With all of these topics, it's not that I don't like the original. The original's good too, and I think I think they're good songs. And I just like Disturbed, "Sound of Silence." I think it's better than Simon and Garfunkel's too.
I like Marilyn Manson's "This Is Halloween."
This Is Halloween might be better than Danny Elfman's.
I think, honestly, it's pretty goddamn good. I'm like, oh my
God. I'll go
even further than that, and I think a lot of the covers on that Nightmare Revisited album are better than the original. Like, I think the Panic at the Disco one, the Plain White Tees one's better. The only one I would say is absolutely not better is the Flyleafs one of What's This? I think that's terrible. I think it's an awful song.
It's too soft.
It's too whiny. It's supposed to be like a happy song, and Vernon's
discovering Christmas.
Yeah, and then Vernon's right. It's very soft and whiny, and I'm just like, this is a happy song. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, like the original song is like from here to here to here, like because he's seeing all these different things.
Yeah. And this is like, what's this? What's this? Like, she's crying.
Exactly.
Like,
I try to hate that shit too. I always skip that back in the day.
And I even liked Flyleaf. Like, it's not like I disliked Flyleaf back in the day, but I never was down for that song. I don't know if I can think of any more covers that I think are better.
I didn't have time to think about it, so I can't think of it.
I'm not saying it's better, but the Foo Fighters do a really good version of Band on the Run by Wings.
They do a good version. I'm
Wings.
with you. I don't know if it's better.
They do a really good. I wouldn't say it's better, but it's up there. It's really good.
Bullet for My Valentine does a good version of Metallica's Sanitarium. It's good. Again, I don't know about better, but it's good.
But it's
I made my unpopular like this is better statement.
Went in,
and it's a hard one with Limp Bizkit because I know everybody hates Limp Bizkit nowadays, but I don't know, man. I just think it's better.
I feel like, Alex, I've heard that somewhere. Like, I swear I've heard someone else say that. So you might.
And I agree with them, man. Whatever Reddit forum that's from, I agree with it. Like, I just think it's, and again, I like the Who's Behind Blue Eyes. I just think Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit's version it's much sadder, and I think the song deserves to be sad. And another Disturbed song that I think is better. Oh my god, I'm getting sidetracked. Land of Confusion. I think Land of Confusion is better than the Genesis version too.
I don't really like the song in general.
Like,
it doesn't matter who. I just don't like the song.
I love the video though to Land of Confusion. I think it's a great video.
Yeah,
I will go back to what Alex said with like Disturbed Sound of Silence. I would say it puts you in a different atmosphere in a way.
It definitely does.
It does. Have you listened to it without music?
No.
There's a version on YouTube with just his voice, and it is actually chilling.
I would imagine. Haunting.
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
Yeah, it definitely puts you in a darker world. Alex is going off.
I have an even more controversial one. It's much closer for me though, because I think Limp Bizkit's version is much better than the Who's, even though I do think the Who's is better. This is a little closer for me. I think Korn's Another Brick in the Wall is better than fucking Pink Floyd's.
I don't think the sentence Korn is better than anybody should happen ever.
I'm not saying Korn's a good band, but
version is garbage.
Nope, I like it. I
garbage.
Like it. If I was going to go back to any version, it'd be that one.
Garbage. Your opinion on all these songs are garbage. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Stick to hip hop.
Stick to hip hop. Listen. I think Another Brick in the Wall by Korn is a more concise story, and I think that's a very storied song. Where
that's not a song I would really listen to either way. Anyway, like, I don't listen to Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd.
That's my thing, though, because I do like Pink Floyd, and I will listen to Pink Floyd. I won't listen to Another Brick in the Wall, though, because I'm right. I just wouldn't. But I have found myself in my life, in my short 27 years on this earth, I'll go back to the Korn version a little bit more. If it comes on, I'm not hating it. I'm like, okay, I'll do this. Fuck it. It's fine. I'm not saying I love it. I'm not like, yeah, Korn, but like, and I don't mind Korn either. There's another unpopular opinion. I don't mind Korn. I think they're fine. I mean, they're not great or anything.
They're all right when they're doing their own music.
I don't know, man.
Their sound doesn't translate well.
Give it another chance. It's pretty good.
I've tried, man. No.
I just like do it.
He's like, I'll try. No. Never mind.
I have tried. It's not like I
tried the first time. No.
Pretty good.
I've tried.
I think it just stems from I have such a love for that old school music. Like, I just can't. It's hard for me to.
Like people say like American Woman by Lenny Kravitz, like that shit's garbage compared to like the original Guess Who version.
100%. I'm with that. Yeah.
I don't know. I listen to so much old music. Like I don't know.
Yeah. And listen, I mean, I do appreciate music, and I definitely know the difference between pandering to my generation and actually good music. These are things that definitely come with me from a childhood, but like across the universe, they have a whole album of the Beatles music. Yeah. I'm not sitting here saying I don't like those songs. They're fine. They're good songs, and I will listen to them because they're remakes of the Beatles. But the Beatles are better. It's better music. But like the songs I chose, dude, I'm not just trying to like add shock value. Like it's just songs
I know what you're saying.
I've enjoyed more in my life than I have the originals. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
So it's okay to be wrong.
It's okay to be wrong.
Listen,
I humbly respect your opinion, and I respect that you're wrong. And you stand by that.
I bet you majority of people who comment on it don't even know both versions, you know? It's just not you personally, why I'm not attacking you, but like,
oh yeah,
I bet you most people know Limp Bizkit's Behind Blue Eyes. Most people our generation know Behind Blue Eyes by Limp Bizkit more than they know The Who. Like I'm sure of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm positive of that. Because your parents almost have to.
Yeah, you have to have influence.
Yes, you have to have an influence to teach you that kind of stuff, which kind of leads us into our next conversation. Do you guys have a song that you don't really like? It's not that you consider good, but like your parents introduce you to it and you love it because it's part of your childhood. That your parents
Highwayman.
Oh, I think me and you are with that, but yeah, I do love
Highwayman. That song, that for me at least.
I don't really have like one song, and like it wasn't like it was shown to me. More or less, just me in the back seat listening to it. As like, I remember my mom had a cassette of Usher, like, and it just like I remember just playing over and over again, just as a little kid, just even as a little kid, like you got bad, just like, just like that. When I think about early childhood music, I think about Usher. Like, just because that's one of the earliest people I ever listened to, you know.
Yeah.
And she just had a cassette of it in the car.
I actually have a story that also involves your mom with this conversation. That wasn't a joke. It honestly involves his mom. I might as well lead on it because I'm talking now. This isn't my answer, but we used to listen to Kid Cudi's 50 Ways to Make a Record. And your mom came out one time and she was like, oh, this is like a sample of 50 Ways to Fall in Love. And I love that song, and I solely listened to it. Yeah, that one. And I solely listened to it because your mom brought it up one day when we were hanging out, and I was like, oh, I listened to that song, and now like I like that song. Yeah, I like that song.
It goes back to a sample of like we were talking about. You now know the original.
When I listened to 50 Ways to Make a Record by Kid Cudi, I didn't know that song. Right, your mom came up and introduced it to me. Probably a couple days later, I LimeWired it, gave my computer all kinds of viruses, and I
talking about fucking amazing mixtapes, by the way. A kid from Cleveland.
Yeah, good dude.
Yeah.
But my answer is, and not that I don't think they're a good band, but Journey to me is like my parents' music that they showed me, and I was like, wow, I love this. This is great. And I still love Journey to this day. To this day, because of my mom, I love Journey.
That's like the Beatles with me, because like I just remember my dad, like when I was younger, like getting the record player out and showing me all his records, and I just remember like the Beatles was like, because he had like most of them were the Beatles, but I remember like just going through like even like hours, like he's off doing something else, I'm just sitting there putting records on, like just listening to stuff. And I remember like Kiss was in there, like what was Detroit Rock City, like that song is dope. I just remember putting that on. But like my love for the Beatles just stems back to just fucking finding those records and putting them on, man.
My parents didn't introduce me to Beatles. I had to find them myself. Unfortunately, my mom doesn't like the Beatles, and my dad was definitely more of a hard rocker. Like, he introduced me to like Metallica and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But love the Beatles, but they didn't introduce me. But that even you hearing you explain that memory, like I'm like, oh, I want that memory. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was
like,
man, I want to discover old records and play them.
Just sitting like with a stack of them, like this, bro, like huge, like couple of them, and just sitting there, just putting records on. I'd listen to like, oh, I might know, I remember this, like this song. I'm gonna listen to this, and then finding another song I never even heard.
Like, I do have a memory of that. Now it's not because of my parents, and it's only one specific song. But my grandma had all these old records, and me, my sister, and my cousin, it was Little Willie by The Sweet. It was on this like mix, like this. It was like a mix record. Like it was just these random songs with random artists. We played that all the time. So yeah, I know and like that song solely because of that. So like I would have never known that. Like my parents didn't listen to that. Like shit's old. But yeah, like I mean, the only thing I had from like my childhood was like country, like like Shania Twain kind of thing.
Oh, I love that.
My mom listened to Shania Twain a lot, so like
it's cut its deepest.
You know, like
yeah,
it comes on.
Yo, Dixie Chicks is one that I heard from my mom. Like Goodbye Earl, man. Like Dixie Chicks, Goodbye Earl. Like I know that solely because I would never listen to that by myself. But me and my mom.
Cover, by the way, they did Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. I didn't think about that one. Yeah.
Oh, I never heard it. I've only ever.
It was like super popular back in the day. It was pretty good.
Pretty good. Another cover.
Song. It's like an old country song by like this little kid. And he's like, it's like One Wish or something like that.
Oh my god!
I know exactly which one. Philly Gilman.
He looks like the kid from Sixth Sense, kind of, right?
My mom used to listen to country when I was little too, and like I remember that song. That song played in my head when I was a little kid too. Like something on a bridge.
I haven't heard that song probably since I was a little kid.
That's what I mean, just like trying to think back that far. That's
like,
definitely
memories come back in Alex's head. Like he completely
is like. I remember the album cover. It was like kind of reddish orangish, like him sitting there.
Dude, I remember too.
Remember that?
That's wild.
Alex is like in awe. Like he just discovered a memory that was suppressed for years.
Way back
around that time.
Holy shit. I'm gonna listen to this song right after those podcasts.
I kind of have like a similar story like to that with hip hop, where as I was getting older, like in middle school and stuff, I remember like because we were like my brother is like 9 years older than me. He was big into hip hop at the time. I didn't really know much. And, you know, back in the day, there's CDs and shit. He used to have like this huge tower of just like CDs. So like whenever he's at work or like whatever, I go in there and like kind of pull a couple CDs out, start listening to music and sit, or like I would take them and put them like and listen to them with my CD player on the bus and stuff. Like something a kid in middle school has no business in listening to, like DMX. Eminem and like this little white kid should not be listening to DMX in middle school, but like Busta Rhymes and stuff. Like that was kind of my introduction to hip hop, was just like kind of going through and like taking my brother's CDs. Like I know that I wasn't supposed to listen to them, like parental advisory sticker on them.
Yo, I have like Alex's background.
Like Alex's background.
Just like Alex's background.
I have a very similar story where my mom tried to pull a fast one on me. So mine wasn't my brother. I have an older sister, but my uncle actually introduced me to like the Marshall Mathers LP, Eminem. And I remember like driving around my uncle, listening to this, and I was like, oh yeah. And this isn't a good story, but like as a little kid, I remember leaving his house one day and I went in his car and I took the CD, like without asking him, I took it. And you know, we're past it. I'm much older now, but like I stole this CD from him and I put it in my CD player and I listened to it like nonstop. Like, oh my God, this is awesome. My mom, who thought she was so slick, she like bought like the edited version of it. And I mean, we've all listened to Marshall Mathers LP. Like, you kind of knew it was edited. You know,
you're gonna know it's edited.
And she put it in my CD player and took it. And I remember, like, it was the first time I remember, like coming out of my like room, and be like, "What? Like, where?" Like, and I was freaking out on my mom. Like,
where? Like Ben Stiller and Zoolander, just like, what is this?
What is this?
What is this?
And at first she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, stop. Like,
don't you play dumb with me, mother. I know
like
exactly what you did.
But I'm not crazy.
Curse words.
Yeah, like, where is it? And then it was the whole, like, you stole it from your uncle. And I was like, we're past that. I know I took it from my uncle, but we're past that. Like, what's going on now?
Moved on.
That was like 2 weeks ago. That's not even
where are my swear words?
Where is the CD? And I remember she wouldn't give it back to me, and I actually had to like sneak into her room and like take it back like a few times because she kept taking it from me. Why shouldn't just break it and throw it away? I have no idea. But like I just kept like taking it back from her and like putting it in.
Indiana Jones crawled in there.
Like I had
he runs out, forgets his hat, has to come in and grab his hat.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about old school stuff, do you guys remember like the first like album you actually like bought?
I don't know.
I don't know the first one I personally bought, but I know the first one that was bought for me.
Oh, what was it?
It's kind of embarrassing.
What is it?
So let me preface this with we grew up in an age where everything was downloaded, which I owned a lot of downloaded music. The first album that was bought for me was Chris Brown with Kiss Kiss on it. Like, and my girlfriend at the time, I don't know, I was like 11, 12, whatever I was. She bought it for me for Christmas. And like, I remember owning the Chris Brown CD, and I'm not gonna lie, I jammed to it like tons. So like, that's the first one I remember. I'm sure it's not the first one. I'm sure I owned other CDs because I mean a lot of CDs, like we said, we stole from our parents. You know, like you just took them, or your uncle's car as he wasn't looking, or like you just kind of took them. I had an older sister, like I had an older brother, so I took a lot from her too. But that's the first one I remember being mine.
Yeah.
You know? So whatever. What about you, Wyatt? I'm sure you got a good one.
Mine that I personally, that was my first album I bought was Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park.
Oh, good album too.
Yeah, that was the first one I remember like getting, like buying, like picking that out. Like that's what I want.
Yeah, I owned that again, but it might have been for my sister or my uncle bought it or something like that. You know, it wasn't mine. So, but I do remember owning that. I remember owning Backstreet Boys CDs too. But again, those might have been.
I think that might have been one of the ones, like first ones that was bought for me was a Backstreet Boys CD. Yeah. I think it was like Millennium, if I remember correctly.
No hate on Backstreet Boys. Like no Backstreet Boys.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've like.
Ever?
I think I just no. I've had CDs, but they were like the Pokemon soundtrack. You know, like I didn't go out and buy that like to listen to the music. I just got it. You know, like by the time I was getting music, I just got it off like BearShare or LimeWire.
Pirate, Evan's a pirate.
I think I've always bought like 10, 20 albums in my life, maybe like physical copies.
I bought so many. I still buy them.
And
I buy vinyls now.
Probably the earliest albums I remember like that were at least that were mine. Like I just remember this is mine. Like it wasn't like my dad's or anything like that. I remember being younger and I had a neighbor that would burn CDs. Like he used to just burn me like mixed CDs of like everything that was on the radio type of shit. But like I remember the one time he gave me The Massacre and Encore. So I got those two at the same time, and I was just like, I couldn't stop listening to them. Like just like, and I remember being in my mom's car while she's at the bank. I'm in the back seat, just.
That's funny you say that because I remember getting Get Rich and Die Trying and The Massacre, like both. I remember getting both of them. I remember when Get Rich came out. I remember Into Club was huge, and I remember seeing the video and like Eminem was in it and stuff. So I was like, I want to get that album. And then my brother worked at Circuit City, and I remember like asking him to get it for me, and my mom was telling him like get him the edited one and stuff. And I remember like my brother came home and he gave it to me, and it was the parental advisory one.
Mom's always trying to protect us from swear words.
And then I remember like when The Massacre came out, I remember actually going to get that CD.
Yeah, I didn't see I don't remember going and purchasing it, but I remember getting it from him. Like just those two albums at the same time, and just my little CD player, just listening to them, running errands and stuff like that.
And skipped.
Yeah.
Skipped every time she hits a bump. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Try to listen to Mom.
Skip.
Like your headphone, like the foam probably is like all like one of them doesn't even have the foam on it anymore.
Oh yeah, it didn't matter. Yeah.
Wrap around headphones.
Yeah. Or like those ones that like just go around your head.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they just kind of
okay.
like wrap around your ears a little bit.
Yeah, kinda.
Oh God. Yeah, I hated the skipping, and then they had like the anti-skip feature. Like that didn't work.
That, bullshit.
It never worked.
That was a word like when Sega Nintendo, and they used to be like Sega was like, you know, the fucking Power Boost or whatever it was called, whatever they said. Like it was just made up words.
That's like when they put new on a box of cereal that's been around for 30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not new. You just changed the font.
One of my
I remember getting those cheap like MP3 players that are like super tiny and stuff.
That's where most of my music was on. I still have it. I still have my first one. That's where I got that question with the high school.
I think we talked about hit clips, man. I remember hit clips, dude.
Hit clips.
I wasn't. Mine wasn't that old. Mine was that, and everyone had it. It was that little like they had them in different colors, but it took one AA battery, and it just had like that little like tab on the side that would like move it up and down. Yeah, I remember everyone had one of them.
Actually, I mean, this isn't like my first album, but I have an album story that I share with Vernon. That Vernon's a part of it. And back to 808s and Heartbreaks, I bought the actual like album of 808s and Heartbreaks, like the actual CD of it, and Vernon downloaded it on iTunes.
Oh, and I know what you're going to talk about.
The version of RoboCop between the two, because Evan, you might not know this, but Kanye, he changes his albums even after they're released. Like he continuously changes his albums to kind of make them what he wants them to be, you know? So I had a version on my physical album that I was like, no, is better. And Vernon had like an iTunes version. He was like, no, this is better. And I just remember as like kids like arguing about that. Like, no, man.
Different versions.
They were slightly, just slightly, but
and it
like,
was ever
it was enough. It was enough though. It was the end. The end was very like, it was very like opera and episodic in mine, and his was much more like cut down and like much more to the beat and the synchronization to the beat, you know, where mine like kind of divulged into his own different song, and his was, to be honest now, because I've heard your version much more because I don't know where that album is anymore, but like his is much more in tune with what is the rest of the album. But like I remember arguing about that, man, just like forever. And like difference between physical media and digital media.
Man, I used to hate that shit because like there was some versions that like there was a couple albums that like they would have like a certain song on one version, then not on another version.
Not on another,
like,
exactly.
That's some bullshit. And they would release at the same time. It's not like one came out later. And it was like, what the hell?
It's the Pokemon Red versus Blue shit, dude. Like I can sell
double
the copies.
Like the two Nelly albums.
Yeah, exactly. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah, like those two Nelly. And then they made it was like Sweat and then Suit, and then he made Sweatsuit. They're like, this fucking guy.
This fucking guy.
Speaking of, that Suit album was really good. I didn't like Sweat, but that Suit album was really good.
Yeah, they were both pretty good.
But I remember like In Love and Death by the Used, I think it was the Parental Advisory version had the extra track. It was Under Pressure, where it was the Used and My Chemical Romance performing Under Pressure, which is a good cover. It's not better than the original, but it's good. But like the edited version doesn't have it, I'm pretty sure. Or else it's switched around. But I know one of them doesn't have it, the other does. And I was like, what's up with this? Why wouldn't you just, it's not like it's like any different, not like it swears or anything in it. So like, why would you put it on one version and not the other?
Yeah, like why would you rip that experience from someone?
Yeah,
because here's the thing, man. Like somebody somewhere out there bought both of them just for that song. You know?
Oh yeah.
Somebody, and they sold double the albums, you know.
Maybe it was like a first edition kind of thing. Like the first few people that buy it get this.
Yeah,
this crazy new track.
And that was back like there was like artists that would make like secret hidden tracks, like on the end of the last track on the song. It's like
I was gonna say,
8 minutes.
Do you remember like the end of Smother Me? And it's just like quesadilla. And I'm like what? I forgot this was even playing. Like just the album just ends. You know, it's just silence for like 5 minutes.
It's like 5 or 6 minutes, and then it's just like a little short quesadilla. Dia. But like even on the original, like the self-titled used album, after the last song, I think it's like 8 minutes in, it cuts to the song "Choke Me," which they released like 6 years later on like an like a mixtape. So it's like I didn't know about that till later because it's like
That's
8
crazy.
minutes after the last song.
You didn't listen to that 8 minutes of silence before you got into it?
Exactly.
Yeah. I have
like Stain did that on one of their albums too with a secret song.
Chance the Rapper did it on Acid Rap. He's got 2 songs, and then there's like a split in between. On the original, there's like a split in between where it's like 2 minutes of silence. Then he goes in, and the song after it's very good. But then when he re-released it on Spotify, he fixed it, and it's 2 different songs. He split them up.
Tracks.
Yeah. So he didn't hide them anymore, which I was like, oh, that's a good,
Yeah, he wants people to know they're there.
Because the second song is probably better, because I think the first one's Juke, and the second one is like a much slower, like serious song, and it's just good. People missed out on it when it first came out.
Yeah.
So I like that hidden track shit though. It's a little reward for actually listening to the album from point A to point Z, and
then leaving it on for
and then leave it on for 10 minutes. Like my CD player will restart this album. I know it will. I just gotta wait for it.
Well, see, that's what I think. Like every CD player I've had, like I think it just stopped it automatically.
It would just stop the disc.
Mine replayed it. That's probably how I discovered it. It's one of those moments where you're on like a trip with your parents or something, and like you're kind of sleeping in the back seat, so you're not gonna get up and change the song. You're just gonna kind of wait for it to like go to the next one. Mm-hmm. So that's how you discovered that kind of. That's probably guys how you figured out that quesadilla. Kind of just zoning out in the back of your parents.
I think I was like doing homework or something with the headphones in. Just like listening to it, like that's why I didn't change it or even notice that there was no music. Like doing something, and then I hear like quesadilla, and I'm like, what the hell? Like looking at the iPod.
It's cool
or something
because I think out of all their albums, I think there's only like 2 of them where they didn't do something like that on the album somewhere. Where like you wait a couple minutes and there's like some little hidden thing. Right. You're like, what is this? Something silly or whatever. I always like that kind of stuff.
Oh, it's cool. I like that stuff too.
A little Easter egg. It's like you guys said, it's like a reward for paying attention.
For sticking around.
Reward for being a fan, I guess.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi's got the marijuana song where if you kind of wait till the very end and he's like, and 420.
420.
Like it's at the end of like a kind of a long silent, not too long. That one's not terrible, but like it's enough.
Right at the 420 mark.
Yeah, right 420. And 420. Let's cut the song. All right, well, let's get into some of your topics. We've kind of been avoiding.
Yeah, you had a lot here.
You had a lot, and you had a lot of hard ones.
Yeah, there's just the ones I thought of, like off the top. Like I needed to come up with some topics. I usually wait until like Monday or Tuesday. I kind of start thinking of topics.
Yeah, pick your favorite one, man. Let's get some.
Oh man,
getting a little long.
Can I ask a question on the first one you have?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Bad albums by good bands or artists. Now, is that like
your favorite artist, or like in your opinion, like?
So I have one that is seen as a bad album, but it's I don't think it's a bad album personally, and it's one of Blink's newer ones. It's California. Okay. A lot of people don't like it because they replaced Tom with this Matt Skiba.
Yeah, Alkaline Trio.
I actually bought California. Like Brittany bought it for me for my birthday. I think it's really good, and I don't think people gave. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's not. It's not the old Blink 182, but if you don't think of it like that, I mean, I think it's a good album, and it has like a very nice, like, consistent theme throughout the whole thing. So, but yeah, that's the only one I really thought of. But yeah, kind of like unpopular opinion sort of thing, but. Yeah, I don't know. That's considered not a good album, because it's not on par with their other ones. But I thought it was great. So I have a lot of the songs on there that weren't like hits. I like them. So
yeah, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, that's my bad album.
I mean, mine's pretty easy one. I mean, I'm a huge Eminem fan.
Revive.
And he had a streak there where it was a couple bad albums, a couple mediocre albums, and Revival was maybe the peak where it was kind of a bad album. I mean, not that I hate it or anything. Like, I don't hate Revival, but it's fine. You know.
Yeah.
He's come back for a little bit. But in Evan terms, where albums that I don't think get enough credit that are considered maybe not bad albums, but not like one of their best, I think Recovery is one of Eminem's best albums, and I don't think it gets enough. I don't think it gets enough credit, and people put it into the albums where they're like, oh, that's one of Eminem's okay albums. And I'm like, no, that's a good album. That's a great album.
It was solid all the way around.
Yeah, I would put it in my top 3 favorite Eminem albums. You know.
Yeah.
I could probably think of another one. You might have to come back to me though. Eminem's what comes to me.
Mine's kind of the same as yours, where it's like My Question and Evans, but it's the same artist. And the album I kind of didn't like was One More Light by Linkin Park. It's their last album before Chester passed.
Yeah.
The more I listen to it, there's a couple of songs I really like One More Light. But overall, it's not something I'll come back to. But like what Evan said, like kind of an underappreciated album is 1,000 Suns by Linkin Park.
1,000 Suns, yes.
Love that album.
Good album,
whole way through. That is like extremely underrated. Definitely.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely with that. And probably most of us here in this group haven't heard that, and that's a good fucking album, dude.
Yeah, I haven't heard it.
It's a good album.
Amazing. And I remember like when it came out, not liking it upon the first listen or two, because that was the album where they changed their sound all around. They kind of started going to producing like different beats and samples into their songs. And it was like they kind of got away from doing the hard rock, like guitar and stuff. But the more I listened to it, the more I like grew to love it. And it's just a solid album the whole way through.
I was gonna say I had a couple. Like one that was personal. I'm gonna just start with this one because it's like a very, 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 very new album, more or less like not the greatest rapper or anything, but I just like him. Nav dropped an album at the beginning of this year, and it was pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie, like it just wasn't. It just was. I just wanted to get that out there. It was pretty trash. I was like, this is kind of. Me and Alex have already talked about it, but I liked his previous albums. Like they all kind of seem to be leading up, like getting better and better as far as. And then he just dropped this, and it's too 2020 rap for me. It's just so it's that type, and I'm like Black Hollywood with Wiz Khalifa.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Trash.
Definitely. Yeah.
Rebirth. Lil Wayne.
Rebirth. Yeah.
Trash.
Dude, I remember. I have a fond memory of this album because I remember when it came out. I didn't listen to it because I remember hearing it was so bad. And I remember I think it was sitting with you and Alex, but I think Alex specifically showed me the one song. I forget. It's like the super jumpy poppy one. Like, I'm just trying to get my phone. And I was like, terrible. I just remember us losing it, just dying. Oh, I remember losing, and then it like stops. And then it goes right back in.
I think that was me and you, man. I remember that.
No, it was all of us. I remember that.
Yeah, I think it was all. But I just remember losing it to that song, like just laughing my ass off. Just like what is this?
It's terrible.
It's like that was right after we were listening to like No Ceilings. Check out this new Wayne. It's just fine. I remember you like hyping it up, like check out this new Wayne, man.
There are a few good songs on it.
Trying to get your expectations up there and just be
was on that album.
There are a few good songs on that album.
Yeah,
Prom Queen's okay, and Prom Queen's even like a song that like Drop the World's a good song, but it's a good song that kind of fits Lil Wayne's mold. Where Prom Queen definitely was not Lil Wayne.
That's good though. I do like Prom Queen.
That's what I'm saying. It was still a pretty good song.
Don't make a good album. That shit was
100%. That shit was trash.
Those are mine.
I have one that Wyatt might not agree with, and I feel like I've been pissing Wyatt off all night here in this music decisions. But
what else you got?
Got another bad opinion over here. You got another wrong opinion.
Wrong good.
Bob Dylan's Self-Portrait isn't very good.
It's not that good.
All right.
But you gotta think. Bob Dylan literally has 40 albums.
Oh no! Listen, I didn't say Bob Dylan was a bad artist. I think a very niche artist. There's definitely like a tone you gotta be in for Bob Dylan, but Self Portrait isn't good. Like
you're either a fan of Bob Dylan or you're not. That's pretty much like,
I agree with that.
But back to like what I was saying is like this dude has 40 albums. They can't all be good. There's a couple stinkers in there that I don't listen to. Like
then I would agree.
Through a religious phase that I don't listen to any of those albums.
Then I would say the same thing with Lil Wayne. That dude's got 50 fucking albums. Like there's got to be a couple bad ones, you know.
But I was gonna even say like Yellow Submarine album by the Beatles. It's not really like a traditional studio album because there's a lot of like it's a soundtrack, so there's a lot of like stuff from the movie with no vocals. It's like instrumentals. So like there's probably like 4 or 5 songs that are actually original for it.
But weirdly enough, that's one of the Beatles' most famous songs.
Yeah,
weirdly enough, that's like the one most people know.
That's the song I skip over. That's like I don't listen to Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, and I don't even hate it that much. I'm just with you. I wouldn't listen to it over.
It's played out.
Yeah,
but they play it on like the kids song like playlist on Spotify. Like the ones with like kids songs.
It is.
It's Olivia loves it. Dude, like she'll listen to it.
It's that Family Guy joke where he's like, I wrote a song. And he's like, let's put it right here. Right here on the fridge, Ringo.
I read a recent interview with Paul, and he said like Keith Richards from the Rolling Stones told him back in the day, he's like, you guys are lucky you got 4 singers in your group. We only have Mick or whatever. And Paul's like, you know what? You're right. Because like me and John were writing all these songs, and then George wrote some songs. And like he wrote like he was naming these songs, and he's like, and then Ringo wrote a couple songs. And like you know, like always like this sounds like kind of a trap.
Hits.
Yeah.
Garbage.
It's like George had some success, and then Ringo wrote a couple songs. But the other 2 I had on my list can kind of go together, like side projects and artists that went solo, because I guess they're kind of they're
kind of side projects. Yeah,
I didn't really think about that. Like, so I mean,
I had a hard time with this question.
You just don't know a lot of artists that went like have side projects or went solo.
I got a good one. Couple.
The one I want to pick, I don't know if you would. I mean, I guess it's a side project. I just don't know because the guy is he's so just. I'm just gonna say. So I think, not that it's not. I didn't like it. When Childish Gambino did like Redbone and stuff, you know, like.
Oh really?
I don't know if you consider it a side project though, because that's kind of like the direction he was taking. But it was definitely a shift from the music he was making to the music that was from Camp and you know and because of the internet. Yeah, like it was, and even the Kauai mixtape or whatever it was, the one he recorded in Hawaii, like it was such a harsh shift. And I don't dislike that album. Like I think it's a fine album. It's just. It's not the one I'd go back to, you know. It's not the one I listen to. You know?
And I think I really liked it because I really like kind of like that old school like that sound. That's why I like Thundercat a lot too, because it's a lot of like old school 70s funk.
He's amazing.
It's a lot of like
videos are crazy.
They're like an Adult Swim music video.
It is. It's so wild. Oh my god.
But like, I love the school. Like, sounds like it's like old funk, like bass and like synth and stuff. I love that old school shit.
I just discovered it not too long ago. Like, I really like Thundercat.
That's what I did too, and I was like, who is this dude?
This dude's great. Like,
slapping the bass.
They have the little Spotify, like quick little videos on Spotify while you're watching a song. Like his one album is all different little videos, and they're just the weirdest little it's just the weirdest little things every time. I love
like when I think of Thundercat, I think of like the Dragon Ball do-rag where he's just sitting there watering his lawn and like these short shorts with the do-rag, and he has like his shirt tucked up and tied up. All these chains. Awesome.
He's a good artist.
Thundercat's definitely good, man. But I don't know. I guess maybe I wasn't ready for it, and I just didn't. I appreciate, but Thundercat's good, and it's because I appreciate, like, I do appreciate where he was going for. I just wasn't there yet. You guys want some shit like Thundercat, man? Talk to my sister's husband, Nate. You guys know Nate. That dude, he's got some deep rooted kind of like Thundercat knowledge.
Oh like, yeah, I've talked to him about like Flying Lotus and stuff.
Yeah, he can show you some shit where you're like, oh, like yeah.
That's why like, me and him clicked like because like we talked about like old school shit like Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, man, he gets
like,
it.
Old Rick James shit. And like Parliament Funkadelic.
Oh man, we have the space right now to talk about. We got the space right now. It's okay. We got the space to talk about like old music we're into right now. Y'all should listen to some Cab Calloway. I've been so into that's like some like 20s swing music, and I just be like jamming to it, dude. Just like doing my stuff, just jamming to some Cab Calloway. That's crazy
because like I never really listened to his like original shit. I know Cab Calloway from the Blues Brothers because he was in the Blues Brothers.
No,
I know some of his songs from that, but like I never really went back and listened to like his old swing shit.
Give it a chance, man, dude. Cab Calloway, dude. Minnie the Moocher, kind of shit like that, man.
That's where he performs on the Blues Brothers.
Yeah, that's the famous one. But like, you got like Girl Named Natty and stuff. Like, oh, good like 20s swing music, man. That just like has like this. Cab Calloway.
That's something I'm gonna have to like make myself listen to, like kind of like swing or like jazz type shit. Because that's not something I normally wouldn't listen to. That's something I would actually have to sit down and make myself listen to.
We actually got into it. The reason I've been getting into it lately is I've been watching a lot of like old like 30s and 40s cartoons and like watching that kind of stuff, and like a lot of that music accompanies those cartoons. It was really before like cartoons had voices, so I've been kind of like picking my favorites and like kind of going back through, and that's how I actually discovered Cab Calloway, because he's on the Betty Boop cartoon that I really like, the Seven Dwarfs one. So he's a good artist though. Give him a chance. If you're into
his stuff,
if you're into a good old 20s swing mood, I know that comes at least
when that comes around.
Twice a week, I'm sure, for all of you, right? That you're all into the 20s swing mood, but when it comes around.
I mean, there was a time, it was in the past couple years, where I kind of really listened to nothing but old stuff, and I kind of made myself listen to stuff I normally wouldn't listen to. And that's when I got into like Curtis Mayfield and like a lot of old school funk and stuff. Otis Redding and stuff, and like Parliament Funkadelic and like all those types of bands, and like Isaac Hayes. But like even like I started trying to branch off and not listen to hits of stuff, kind of listen to like back catalog, like even like Black Sabbath and stuff like that. I kind of just jumped right in. I wanted to listen to like stuff that isn't Paranoid, Iron Man, War Pigs.
Even though those songs are great, but like
exactly
the ones that you haven't heard a million times.
Yeah, but like artists like that and like Alice Cooper and all these other artists that like I normally listen to some of their songs, but I never like dove into their catalog really and kind of explored.
Hey man,
so yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, Evan's doing the exact same thing with rap, with hip hop.
Yeah, I don't really have many that I know. But, what about that lead singer of Bowling Pursuit doing those Chuck E. Cheese commercials, That's a side project.
That's a side project?
I'm pretty sure Chuck E. Cheese got bankrupt, so never mind.
Yeah, they closed a bunch of locations.
I'm pretty sure they're done.
Still a couple of them.
I don't mean to interrupt, and this is going to be a precedent for the show, but I got to go. I got some shit to do. You guys finish this thing. It's great talking about music with you guys, but I got to cut off early, okay?
All right, man.
You guys have a great night. All right, finish the podcast.
Good,
finish out strong. Bye.
Bye. And he's gone.
I mean, like, as far as like side projects, like kids see ghosts. I love that shit. Like
actually,
Larry Lovestein.
Oh, Larry Lovestein. Yeah,
that's something everybody needs to go listen to.
I wouldn't have known about that, unless you told me.
It's a little 6-project jazz album, and it is amazing. It is amazing, just like doom, 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 doom. But it's Mac Miller singing the whole time, and it's just like it's so good. It's so damn good. I had another one too. Meow the Jewels.
Meow the Jewels?
You know what that
I know Run the Jewels.
Let me see.
Meow the Jewels. I'm intrigued.
Yeah. You have my attention.
I think you're going to need to elaborate a little bit, Vernon.
Hold on a second. Trying to make sure I'm not crazy. Yes. It's called Meow the Jewels. It's Run the Jewels too, but every single song is like remixed, like sound like a cat. It's on Spotify. It's go to Run the Jewels. Go to their discography.
It's actually on Run the Jewels page.
2015, they dropped an album called Meow the Jewels, and it's just cats. It's just meow 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 meow. But like it's like every one of their songs like remixed with like cat noises, and it's crazy. It's weird, but it exists, and I love
have never heard of this.
I listened to it a couple like months ago. I was like, what in
the world?
Do you see it?
They even changed like the song titles.
The song titles are all. It's the same like, title, cat. But like with a cat now. Like you know,
like Meow or Paul's in it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had never knew that.
Yep, Meow the Jewels. Go look up Meow the Jewels for all you cat lovers out there.
Meow
meow meow meow meow meow.
That reminds me of like the Used released a version of In Love and Death with no vocals on it on Spotify. Yeah. It's just music. It's the whole album, just music with no vocals. And I was like, that's interesting that they would throw that on Spotify.
Yeah, their album.
But as far as like side projects, I only have two that I like really like normally would listen to, and then one is now I forgot it. One is Them Crooked Vultures, and it's Dave Grohl once again on drums. The lead singer of Queens of the Stone Age is singing, and John Paul Jones is bassist from Led Zeppelin. He's in it. And it is like they only have one album, and it's like amazing. It's just like awesome rock and roll, dude. It is really good, and it came out in like 2011. And they've been talking about doing another one since then, and they just haven't. So it's like, give us another one.
Well, Dave Grohl's too busy drumming for everyone else.
Yeah, exactly.
And lead singing for his own band.
Yeah. And the other one I had was Prophets of Rage, which was Rage Against the Machine without the original singer. They brought in Chuck D from Public Enemy and Be Real from Cypress Hill, and they did like covers of their songs and Rage songs, plus they made their own songs. Like they have like albums, but it's like it sounds a lot like Rage, but it's just like with two different vocalists.
With different vocalists.
But they kind of like disbanded because Rage is coming back now.
Yeah, make way.
Yeah, exactly.
Make way for the original.
Sorry.
Step aside.
Step aside. But yeah,
what about like best solos? Like as far as like people who were in a group and then went solo.
I got a good one that I don't think a lot of people remember. Brittany, because I asked Brittany, I was like, "What do you think?" Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That's a good one.
Definitely.
That's a good one.
Because
she said at first she said that Harry Styles. I'm like, no, I don't care about like
I don't
care about anything new, but yeah, Justin Timberlake. You know,
I was thinking Ice Cube.
Ooh, Ice Cube and Dre.
Ice Cube going Dre probably more successful going solo, but I was thinking about as far as like Ice Cube's rap skills, like
definitely
carried him being solo, or Dre's beats carried him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Ice Cube rapped and dissed the shit out of everybody and just.
Oh yeah, he came out No Vaseline as like his first solo.
No Vaseline.
Just hate on everybody.
Oh God, I love it.
Beyonce. She went from Destiny's Child.
Oh yeah, as far as like most successful.
Yeah, that's probably them.
I'm gonna take it back and say Phil Collins. Because he used to be the drummer for Genesis back in the day, and then he went solo and he blew
made
up.
A whole soundtrack for Tarzan.
Made a whole soundtrack for Tarzan and did led. I can feel it. Yeah, Mike Tyson. But and then the obvious Paul McCartney and shit.
I was like, I won't even list that. That's...
yeah. But huge ones.
Billy Joe Armstrong actually has a few good solo things.
I don't know if I ever really listened to his solo stuff.
He has a cover that's been playing on the radio. It's maybe it's not a cover. I don't know. It's We're All Alone Now. It sounds very I don't know if that's a cover or not. But it sounds very 60s. It's really weird, but I like it. Yeah, definitely not yeah. That's not normally what you hear.
I wouldn't say it's a solo project, but it's another like a side project thing that I thought of. It's called like the Desert Sessions, and the lead singer of Queens of the Stone Age, Josh Homme, he goes out to Joshua Tree, which is like a famous recording studio out in like the middle of a desert. I think it's in like Arizona or something, but it's like a super famous recording studio out just out in the middle of nowhere where they like people just go and like party and make albums. But like he just released 2 new ones here within the last year, but there was like a lull for like 11 years where he goes in and just brings like all of his friends and famous musician buddies and just make albums. It was just like he might not even be like singing on any of the tracks. Like he just brings in guest artists and it's just albums of just him and a bunch of like his friends just making music. Like Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, Dave Grohl's in there. There's like a couple like rap artists and like hip hop artists. I think Lauryn Hill is on one of them and stuff. But like he brings people from like everywhere to just make music. Like they don't necessarily have to sound complete as an album, but it's just like content.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Right.
Yeah, he just likes collaborating with different artists and see what happens. Cool. Yeah, I like seeing that kind of shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So it's good to hear all that type of collaboration, and you get fans from every different like artist discovering different artists in the process, you know. So it's always really good.
That's like how like Dave Grohl plays with everybody, where like people that know Dave Grohl is like, oh, who's this person he's playing with, or like who's this band he's like involved with.
Who's he drumming for now?
Yeah, who's he drumming for now? Who's he producing
It's like a Dave
now?
Grohl endorsement that he's even touching your project.
He's got a seal of approval that
dude,
can...
But then his fans go after it.
No lie, I listened to Billie Eilish for the first time because Dave Grohl's like, my daughter's got me listening to Billie Eilish, and she's fucking talented. I fucking love Billie Eilish. And I was like, if Dave Grohl likes Billie Eilish, I'm gonna try listening to the
and then I was like Billie Eilish. Okay, now.
I like this. I can dig it. But like, yeah, exactly what I was talking about. It was like, it's the Dave Grohl seal of approval, you know, his quality.
Put that stamp on it.
Yeah, where it's like any artist really that like you're really into, or like you see him working with someone, you're like, oh, who's this? And you like go check him out on YouTube or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. I like it. I like discovering new people, especially discovering new people through favorite artists already.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Well, it was cool for me, like when I was doing this, like I came off Wiz Khalifa that I did not really like, and ended up with Lil Dicky, who I absolutely love. Like just through like it chained through Wiz Khalifa to Snoop Dogg, which was like, yeah, I like Snoop Dogg, and then it went to like Lil Dicky. I'm like, dude, I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have never probably came across that unless I would have randomly picked Snoop Dogg. But I mean, I don't know if I would have without hearing, because I was just going by ear. So, but yeah, I think that's just awesome. Like you can just
and that's the great thing about like, even though I love Spotify so much, like Pandora was great for that kind of thing, where like you would look up your favorite artist and then it would give you like, all right, here's everything that's either sounds like it or is similar to that artist. And I know like Spotify has that option, but like Spotify has everything I want to listen to. Like I'm gonna listen to my playlists or whatever. Like I'm not really gonna go on a radio and like that's just me though. I'm not like Pandora is like you're forced to like listen to like,
you have to listen to like, and if you don't like it, you bear through it for the 3 or 4 minutes.
Whereas like Spotify was like I can always think of something I want to listen to, and I can search it up. Up there it is.
Skip.
I don't know. Like I'm not even nearly as big into music as you guys are, but I could not have Spotify Premium. Like just that. Like sometimes a song comes on, you're just not like you're not jiving with it, and you're like you just gotta go on to the next one.
Yeah. You can't, me and my girl get the Spotify Duo, so like it's a little bit cheaper too.
You're like you can't even. Well, see, I get the student discount through Hack.
I feel
So I get Spotify Premium, Hulu, and Showtime for $4.99 a month.
What?
They're all bundled. Yep.
Crazy.
It's crazy. I know.
I need to get some deals.
You need my Hack ID.
I think on the base Spotify, like you can't even like go on an album and pick a song. You have to just like start at the first song, don't you? Or you can just like
or shuffle play. I think everything is shuffle play.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything you do is shuffle play. Like even your liked songs.
When I first got Spotify, I tried it and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm paying for it. Like, I can't do this."
Yeah, like even the ones that you like, and even a playlist you make. Like, well, you can't make a playlist without premium. That's another thing.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's all shuffle play, and it's like I'll just listen to the radio or Pandora. But I mean, if you listen to at least, I mean, it's something like what base price is $10.99 a month. Is it something like that?
Or something
I think so.
That's like one CD a month. I mean, for literally untapped, like unlimited amount of music for $10 a month.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Plus, they bundle with like Hulu now too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
and Showtime's cool because we watch Shameless, so it's nice when that comes around.
There you go.
We don't gotta because we just like with HBO, we would just buy it and then cancel it when it was done. But, we're gonna. As much as I want to, but as much as I was gonna try to put it off, I need to rewatch The Office one more time before it goes to Peacock. Whatever it is. Peacock. I'm not spending more money on another streaming service. I love The Office, but
do you have cable at all?
I have YouTube TV.
Oh, okay. So I know that if you have cable with NBC on it, you can get it for free by just signing in through your cable.
Oh.
The Peacock service. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think YouTube TV counts because I can do that for like HBO and everything. Like I can use like my YouTube TV to get the subscription and everything. Yeah, YouTube TV. I was bummed. This is not even music related, but I was using PlayStation View, and that was amazing. But then I guess they just didn't have the viewers or the subscribers, and they just canceled it.
Oh, really?
I
remember that was a thing. I didn't know they got rid of it though.
I haven't heard about it in a while.
Yeah, they sent an email saying like your last month is free and go sign up for YouTube TV because it's the best one out there other than us. So it was great. Like it was so user friendly. The DVR was amazing, but I guess they didn't have nearly as many subscribers as they wanted. So
yeah, a lot of people must not have liked it. Cause I mean, I know they have that PS Now that's like really popular, I guess.
Yeah, well, YouTube went up.
Play a bunch of old games.
That's like $65 a month. It was $50, and then it went up because they got Viacom. Damn. So now you can watch like Nick and MTV and.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got Viacom. They're one of the first. Like, there's not a lot of streaming services that have Viacom. Like, Viacom's a bitch apparently. Like,
yeah,
with copyright and everything. Well, and Comedy Central, that's the other big one that comes with it.
That's why you don't see a lot of those kind of shows on like Netflix and shit.
They're one like if you post something on YouTube, you're gonna get banned instantly. That's why the original Grandma's Kisses isn't on YouTube. Remember that?
Really?
YouTube?
I didn't know that. I remember the video.
It's hard to find it, but yeah, you can get it. But the original one's not on there.
That video is so ridiculous.
It is.
It's stupid. That's the first video I showed Brittany on YouTube when we first started dating.
I remember.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she came over to my dad's and it was like, "Here, watch this."
That's the shit we watched in middle school and stuff.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Like Unforgivable and shit.
Unforgivable. That was funny. Oh man.
Yeah.
Did you guys have anything else you wanted to? I had one.
We've been rolling for a while.
Yeah, we have been. That's why I was like, I have one more, but I could save that for another video. Or another one. Doesn't need to be this one.
I mean, this like music is so broad. We can make it like a two-parter, man.
Well, that's just it. Yeah, I mean, we could
talk about music so much.
Because we didn't do the top 5 albums either, but we need to do that when he's here.
Yeah, well, so I mean, we could have a music episode part 2.
Yeah, like I had the best concert. Like it'd be nice to have all of us like to talk about that. So.
Exactly.
And that sounds.
That way, Alex wrap it up too much.
Oh yeah, we can wrap it up. My recording's at 2 hours and a half, but I was recording a little bit before we started, so.
Yeah. So it's almost a little over what we normally do, but oh well.
This was a good one.
Thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah.
Appreciate the views. If you stuck around this far, we love you. Absolutely.
Definitely like and subscribe, please. We need some more subscribers.
Check out some
I would love you for that.
We are once again asking for your subscription.
Yeah.
Please.
But yeah, we're not only on Spotify. Spotify is just like the popular one, but like anywhere you can get podcasts except for Apple Podcasts. Haven't figured that out yet, but it's just work. I just haven't done it yet.
Just go to Google and type in Squad Pod, and you'll probably find us. Yeah, most likely, like on one of the platforms.
Check out Squad Pod Sports.
Yeah,
there's sports talk all the time, every week.
Every week.
Me and Vern, we're gonna be bringing guests on eventually.
Oh yeah,
like Alex. Evan will probably get on there, I'm sure.
Guests that you've seen on Squad Pod, maybe.
But eventually, we're gonna try to have some other ones. Like we're gonna try to work out getting some different people on here.
Work your way up to
have Deion Sanders on the podcast, and it's gonna be amazing.
I was gonna say, Vernon, maybe you need to confront Tom Brady. I mean,
oh yeah, get Tom on here. We can have you and Tom talk it out. Like
try to have him explain what he would
your
say.
Frustrations to him, that way he can understand.
We'll try to have him explain his point of view. Yeah, when talking to a New England
then
fan.
Just like Wyatt, you can tell him how wrong he is.
Yeah. I mean, all right, Tom. Cool, I respect everything you just said, but you're wrong.
You shouldn't stay in New England. You and Bill could have hashed it out. I don't know what the problem is. Like, why couldn't Gronk just come back for us? Like, it just none of it makes sense, Tom. None of it makes sense. I need closure.
Tell me, Tom.
Tom, we need to have a conversation. We need to get on the Squad Pod Sports podcast. We have a conversation. Okay.
Definitely. I do have some big plans eventually for Squad Pod Sports, as far as guests and stuff. Hopefully we can pull it off. But yeah, check out all of the content and check out Tap That, Alex producing.
Absolutely.
He's putting episodes up all the time now. Check out Big Money Nation on Instagram for all the gaming clips.
Big Money.
But yeah, we creating content all the time now.
Creating
content out the wazoo.
Just trying. You know,
me and Vern last night came up with an idea for Squad Pod like sketches last night.
Started talking about stuff like that.
Did. But like these are ideas that we're throwing around.
Got a lot to bring you guys still, you know.
Yes, a lot more to come. But until then, this is Squad Pod.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.
See ya. That was a good one, guys.
That was a really good episode.
That was really good.